What's going on, y'all? This is your boy GD. Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. I'm playing a game. I got Temtem. I got the full game. Hold on. Huh? Why is it picking up this? That's weird. Why? Sometimes I wonder, why do I stream? Why do I bother streaming? Okay, now it captured it. Now it captured it. Why? Why is my sister not calling me? Why? Can someone tell me why? Fuck me. Excuse me. Hello.
Shake off the shackles of the elf patriarchy and be her own woman. Tell me, how did that work out for you guys? You know, it's so funny watching these hapless retards desperately trying to bend Tolkien's highly traditional, classical narrative around the demands of modern day identity politics, hitting the brick wall of reality over and over again, then finally throwing their hands up and saying, fine, we'll bring him back then. But she's not going to be subordinate to him, okay? Yeah, sure guys, whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess. Oh yeah, and the Nazgul are in this season as well, which is pretty interesting because they're not actually meant to show up in this form until about 500 years later. But that's okay because who even pretends to give a fuck about the lore at this point? Just get some recognizable stuff from the movies in there as quick as you can, any way you can. Anything to get people interested in this absolute shit show. If I had to describe what the Rings of Power really is to Tolkien's work, I'd say it's like if someone tried to make a TV show about the complete history of World War II, but the whole thing gets condensed into about 3 weeks. Hitler and Churchill had a brief but passionate love affair before going to war with each other and personally leading their armies on the front lines. The Japanese dropped an atom bomb on Pearl Harbor in San Francisco Bay. The US Army was about 50% female, and a Puerto Rican Stalin would use his smartphone to order an air assault on Berlin with Apache attack helicopters. It is fucking baffling. It's a complete bastardization of the source material on such a scale that I genuinely can't tell if it's malicious subversion or just pure unfettered retardation. Either way, the question I keep coming back to is,
why?
I mean, it must have been painfully obvious after season 1 that their dream of capturing the pop culture zeitgeist and becoming the next Game of Thrones through sheer financial power was never gonna happen. By season 2, it was even more clear that the show was in freefall, nobody was buying into it, and the only coverage it was getting was as an internet lol cow. So what the hell are we even doing now? We've got another massively expensive season of a failed show that would have been cancelled years ago if it was made by literally any other network. A weird little holdover from the early 2020s when it really did seem like girl boss driven, HR diversity approved reimaginings of classic properties for the modern audience with a future of entertainment. How did that work out for yous all? Amazon themselves seem to have lost faith in the show if their publicity and release schedule is anything to go by. The first 4 seasons are dropping all at once on the same day, like a gigantic post-Taco Bell turd plopping into the toilet bowl with such force that you end up with the sudden chilling cold of splashback in your nether regions. I guess to bump up the number of minutes watched for that first week. Looking at the release date, it's actually going to be a nightmare for the open bar gang because we're going to have to get through 4 entire episodes of this shite in 2 days. Why didn't you consider me when you did this, Amazon? The showrunners themselves keep emphasizing that people can just jump right in with season 3 and don't need to have watched the previous seasons to understand it, which is good and all because hardly anyone did bother to watch them, but it also kind of reeks of desperation at this point. Please, just watch our show. We know it sucked until now, but we're doing better, okay? Well, it's not okay. With something as big and important as Lord of the Rings, you only get one chance to make a first impression, and Rings of Power already blew their ring big time. I guess they'll keep soldiering on grimly towards that 5-season arc like they promised, because Amazon can afford to blow all the money they want on stuff like this, but I don't imagine they'll win many people over with it. In the end, Tolkien himself said it best. Evil cannot create anything new. They can only corrupt and ruin what good forces have invented or made. Keep that in mind, Amazon. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Nerderotic.com.
Greetings, you over 1 million hellions and the 40% who haven't subscribed yet. We're going to start this compilation with a couple of questions. Can something fall that has never risen? Can something die that was never alive? Well, those are the questions being applied to James Gunn's DCU, or as I like to call it, the Dead Cinematic Universe. And yes, along with a lot of others, I'm calling it now. The DCU is cooked, and we're only 2 movies in at time of recording. Supergirl is still currently crashing and burning at the box office and crawling to its VOD date, and I'm looking forward to the Access Media articles, which will essentially be regurgitated Warner Brothers press releases stating that Supergirl was the most rented VOD in the history of time, and it'll be #1 on HBO Max.
Right.
A film, I remind you, that is such an abysmal flop that it makes the Marvel's box office look good. And admittedly, while being a little petty, I'm enjoying the hell out of this. And not because other content creators like it, because I don't really care. I am enjoying it because it blows a hole in that bullshit narrative that Warner Brothers, the Access Media, and other content creators were pushing, that Superman's James Gunn was some kind of cultural phenomenon hit. The same Superman's James Gunn that didn't surpass the Man of Steel's box office without adjusting for inflation. Hail to my inflation bros. When James Gunn was initially announced as the co-CEO of DC Studios with Peter Safran, I was initially for it. I liked the Suicide Squad. I didn't like Peacemaker Season 1. And I liked Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. But you started to notice a pattern that he might just be a one-trick pony. Now, one of the biggest concerns for me was, can James Gunn direct and write a traditional superhero like Superman? And the answer for me anyway is a definitive no. The other question that a lot of people had is, can James Gunn be a co-CEO of a studio? Because it's a lot harder than being a director, and I think that's been definitively answered now. Absolutely not. The other question that came later on is, why is Superman's James Gunn being so gassed up by the media and Warner Brothers? And we got a definitive answer to that too. Warner Brothers was for sale, and props to David Zaslav, whose Warner Brothers was fabulously in debt, making it look like the hottest chick on the block. So as the Paramount Warner Brothers deal is close to closing, despite what the Film Actors Guild wants to do to stop it, I want to remind you that WB Motion Picture Chairs Pam Abdy and Michael DeLuca have been extended for years, while Peter Safran and James Gunn of DC Studios have only been extended to the spring of 2027, just before the release of the Superman sequel that doesn't have Superman in the title. Sure, it doesn't help that since the release of Joker, Warner Brothers and DC have only produced 2 successful movies. I wouldn't go so far as to call the Batman and especially Superman's James Gunn hits, because they both underperformed. And if you put that against now 7 flops, things aren't looking that good. And it's not much better on the TV side. Creature Commandos was a cartoon nobody watched, and James Gunn argued that he put Superman on VOD really early so everybody could run home, gather the kids, and watch a hard rated R show on HBO Max, Peacemaker Season 2, featuring superheroes having sex with his wife, a bisexual orgy, and a Nazi Nirvana. And the only successful show he didn't have anything to do with, the excellent Penguin, who will next be seen in a reduced role in a Batman sequel that will come out 6 years after its predecessor. Simply put, it's been a comical disaster, and maybe Hollywood should give up on the whole cinematic universe thing, because the first thing you need to do is get one movie right. And now with Warner Brothers' technically 3rd attempt to make their own MCU with DC, now it's just going to end up on the scrap heap with the Ghost Corps, the Whoniverse, and the Dark Universe. So welcome to, for the sake of argument, because it never really arose, the fall of the DCU. After canceling Batwoman 3 seasons too late and firing all the management who fueled the DCEU failures, after canceling Batgirl, a film that was almost complete that had test scores higher than Black Adam and Aquaman 2, and selling the CW after admitting it never turned a profit, after backing the one-man crime machine that is Ezra Miller, who is a burglar, an abuser, an alleged groomer, and possibly kidnapper, and to top it all off, just a month after they totally didn't fire Henry Cavill.
We fixed the glitch. So he won't be receiving a paycheck anymore, so it'll just work itself out naturally.
As promised, James Gunn has announced his DCU slate, the early part anyway, and quite frankly, I found it underwhelming. There is some good, there is some bad, and there is some ugly, and we will go over it all. But before I even get started, this disclaimer one more time. Hollywood does not deserve the benefit of the doubt. Warner Brothers most definitely does not deserve the benefit of the doubt, and James Gunn doesn't deserve the benefit of the doubt. And as the very real concerns of superhero fatigue set in, mostly thanks to Marvel, who James Gunn takes a couple of shots at, the very legitimate question needs to be asked. Is this too little too late? Maybe a better question, is this too much too soon? Now we have a video with the announcements and a lengthy article where he expands on things like Henry Cavill takes some shots at his own company and again takes some passive-aggressive shots at Marvel. So let's get to it. DC slate unveiled, new Batman, Supergirl movies, a Green Lantern TV show, and more from James Gunn, Peter Safran. And one glaring omission in this headline, the most important character in this entire scenario, Superman. Not to worry though, James Gunn does address that, and that is one of the positive things surrounded by quite a few red flags. The DC studio bosses shared 10 projects, talked the exit of Henry Cavill, and addressed the potential future of Ezra Miller as the Flash, multiple Ezra Millers as multiple Flashes. They introduce a slate of big heroes and lesser-known characters. The stakes are massive for us and for Warner Brothers Discovery, says Safran. And quite frankly, I think you're already making it more complicated than it needs to be because you're starting out confusing people, especially when the first thing you really did was fire Henry Cavill. Now they say they didn't, so we'll just use this clip one more time.
We fixed the glitch.
Now, after ambitiously promising fans that they would have something to show them by February 1st, Gunn and Safran have unveiled the first part of their slate. It's a combination of big, well-known heroes along with lesser-known characters who may just become big or not, like the once obscure heroes of Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy, which is a completely different scenario, but we'll get into that later. The duo shared their plans Monday with reporters in a petite and tidy screening room on the Warner Brothers lot in Burbank.
So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time.
That is an understatement. Just how many peripheral Batman shows have there been? Just off the top of my head, Gotham, Pennyworth, Batwoman, Gotham Knights.
And it's one of, our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. That the characters are consistent, played by the same actors, and it works within one story.
That sounds good and really ambitious, particularly with animation and video games, two mediums not known for their punctuality.
And if something is outside of that, like Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go, then it is clearly labeled as DC Elsewhere.
This is a no-brainer that should have been done a long time ago, and one of the multiple advantages Warner Brothers and DC has over Marvel that they never took advantage of. But here's the problem. This is essentially the third reboot or retooling in 10 years. I think the non-comic book fan general audiences would have gotten used to the Elseworlds banner a while ago, but now it might be too confusing. Time will tell. So here's the part of the video where James Gunn has to talk up his lame duck movies.
First, we have Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well.
Speaking of Zachary Levi, he recently got himself in trouble with all the Pfizer simps on Twitter. By the way, Pfizer is evil. I completely agree with them. But James Gunn did address this. Actors and filmmakers that I work for are going to say things that I agree with and things I don't agree with, like a normal human being. And Gunn, who in 2018 was temporarily fired by Disney as a director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 due to old offensive tweets, I can't be changing my plans all the time because an actor says something that I don't agree with.
That moves directly into The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love, that resets the entire DC universe.
Aside from Ezra Miller being the most protected actor in Hollywood for obvious reasons, I think we found another reason why they aren't going to can this movie. It is important for them to reboot and move past all these lame ducks that they're going to have to pretend to talk up for the next year, and the over $200 million price tag.
And then to move into Blue Beetle, a fantastic film.
Not really sure if this one's going to move the needle any more than Shazam will.
And then into Aquaman 2.
Starring someone who left at number 2 in Johnny Depp's bed. Also a film, once again, that tested lower than the canceled Batgirl. One thing Hollywood is always worried about is optics. Well, how about this? As it stands right now, whether it gets changed later or not, Ezra Miller and Amber Heard are part of the DCU and Henry Cavill isn't.
Which leads directly into our next few projects, which I'm going to tell you about now. So, Peter and I, along with a group of very talented writers, have started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming.
Again, I would just focus on one good Superman film, but you can't unmake the soup at this point. And yes, we will talk about this team of writers.
This first chapter is called Gods and Monsters.
Okay, that sounds good.
Now, this, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter. The first project is Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is an animated series. I've written all the episodes. Something we're going to do that's a little bit different at DC is we're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice as who plays them in live action.
I like the consistency. Good luck getting an actor to commit to that kind of time to stay with something that might get delayed a lot, like an animated series and a video game. But I think you will notice that the first thing he announces is an obscure team that's ultimately going to be very Suicide Squad, which I am fine with. I'll probably end up liking Creature Commandos. I see
All right, guys.
Rick Flag Sr.
I'll
there,
start with
G.I.
Super Sis,
Robot,
so you
and
know.
hey, Dr. Phosphorus. Last time we saw
After me
him, he
myself.
had his head in
I didn't
between
need to know what
Joker's
we were
legs
talking about.
delivering his baby.
The next project up is Waller.
What is this?
This is a
Y'all, the Virgin Teacher is streaming, so find it and spam steaks. Why tell me that, though? I don't care. I do not care.
story of Amanda Waller.
Okay, I'm gonna let you all know. I'm gonna chill out for a little bit because I'm gonna be playing a lot of Temtem right now, as y'all know, and I'm gonna be streaming a lot of YouTube, you know. And then once I get into that mellow vibe, we're gonna go into a new game I got. It's called Sword, Dragon Swords Awakening. I saw a lot of reviews on it. It caught my attention. I was gonna get Grand Blue, but that was from 2024, and I think, you know what, Dragon Sword was the only gacha game that I've gotten in a while, like a while. I don't do gacha games, but it looked cool, and from what I've heard, it's not a gacha game. It's a regular RPG. Thanks to the company that made it, they transitioned over from a gacha into an actual RPG. So I'm excited about that. So yeah.
Waller, played by Viola Davis.
I'm sensing a theme here.
Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker.
So let me get this straight. The second thing you announce in your big DCU Chapter 1 slate, Gods and Monsters, is Waller, starring Viola Davis, another show directly connected to the Suicide Squad, starring your wife. Listen, I get it. Happy wife, happy life. But at least wait until after you announce Superman. You know, the movie you totally didn't fire
Chill,
Henry
guy.
Cavill for. But wait, it actually
What up,
gets
dude?
worse. Despite the horrible name, I still probably would have been okay with this show because I like
I appreciate
as
the
Amanda
compliment, man.
Waller,
Thank you.
except-
If you're still here.
This is a story that's been created by
Thank you for the
Christopher
love.
Henry, who did Watchmen.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Along with the showrunner of Doom Patrol, which did have a couple of good seasons, they decide to hire Crystal Henry, who wrote Watchmen, one of the worst shows I've ever seen. Race baiting garbage. A show so popular, it was given a second season and then canceled.
Okay, next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me.
Superman Legacy, that's a strange name. Let's go to the definition of legacy. The long-lasting impact of particular events, actions, etc. that took place in the past or of a person's life in past tense. That's mildly concerning considering what James Gunn says later. Again, we'll get to that, but as it stands right now, this sounds great. This is what you should be starting with. This should be your sole focus, and I'm looking forward to seeing the person you cast, the poor guy, who has to replace Henry Cavill. Well, hang on. I suppose I shouldn't assume it's a guy. Gunn does clarify the situation with Cavill a bit. James Gunn blasts past DC leadership in candid comments. Gunn says DC's strategy was previously fucked up, and that Superman's Henry Cavill was dicked around. During his
Come on, hit this fool.
presentation this week, Gunn tried to clarify the actor's exit, saying Cavill was never fired. since he didn't have an official deal.
We fixed the glitch.
Gunn went on further and assigned blame elsewhere. I like Henry. I think he's a great guy, he said. I think he's getting dicked around by a lot of people. I would agree there, including the former regime at this company. But this Superman is not Henry for a number of reasons. Gunn's Superman is a younger version said to be around 25. And as much as I don't like the decision, still, I would understand it if this was an across-the-board reboot, which it isn't. Once again, let's briefly recap as it stands right now. Currently in the DCU, we have Jason Momoa, Ezra Miller, Amber Heard, Viola Davis, James Gunn's wife, but no Henry Cavill. That being said, I really liked what Peter Safran had to say about Superman. It's not an origin story. It's a focus on Superman balancing his Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing. He is the embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way. He did not say that. Wow. He is kindness in a world that thinks kindness is old-fashioned. Outstanding. Sounds great. Now let's see that cast.
Okay, the next thing is a big premiere HBO television series called Lanterns. This is a story of a couple of Green Lanterns, John Stewart and Hal Jordan, and we have a few other Lanterns peppered in there, but this is really a terrestrial-based TV show, which is almost like True Detective with a couple of Green Lanterns who are space cops watching over Precinct Earth. In it, they discover a terrifying mystery that ties into our larger story of the day.
This, for me, is part of the good. I'm completely down for this. True
Sounds
Detective
interesting.
Season 1 is some of the best television I've ever seen, so if you get anywhere near that, this will be brilliant. Time will tell.
Next is a big movie called The Authority. The Authority is a passion project of mine. It's based on the marvelous Wildstorm characters we are now bringing into the DCU and will interact with all of our primary DCU characters.
Put in the simplest terms, The Authority is a knockoff Justice League with a gay Superman and Batman, Apollo and Midnight.
Get
It
the
comes
fuck
from
outta
Jim
here.
Lee's Wildstorm comics, which used to be attached to Image, which DC bought. The timing of this makes no sense introducing this in Chapter 1. It would be better served.
Wait,
on
is that
its
canon?
own
Is that
in an
actual
HBO
canon,
Max
though?
series are introduced much later. Once again, you're introducing a knockoff Superman, Batman, and others in a knockoff Justice League before you establish the Justice League. Hell, before you establish or reestablish or re-reestablish the Trinity of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. But if you need to use a team from Wildstorm, Planetary is much better.
The Authority are a group of superheroes who think the world is broken and they want to fix it by any means necessary. I think it's a very different look at superheroes.
Ooh.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you there. It was different a couple of decades ago, but now it's just more
Oh, a new
deconstructed.
egg.
We're doing a television series called Paradise Lost.
If I can make it there.
Paradise Lost is the story of Paradise Island, usually known as
Oh, if I can make it
Themyscira,
there.
which is the birthplace of Wonder Woman. It's almost like Game of Thrones with Westeros, but with all of the inhabitants of Paradise Island.
In other words, an all-female Game of Thrones, just what the world needs. God.
But with all of the inhabitants of Paradise Island.
I did notice he didn't say women there, and we all know why.
It is man! The introduction of the DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne. This is based on Grant Morrison's great comic book run. Damian Wayne is my favorite
I'm
Robin.
not doing too good.
Of course he is.
He's a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line, and so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family.
First, the good news. We could possibly, finally, be getting an established Batman, Bat Family, and Rogues Gallery of villains. Out of all the Batman stories I've read, I wouldn't have picked this Grant Morrison one first, but it's still good. The bad news, this opens the door for modernity, particularly in the case of Tim Drake and others. This also makes the Henry Cavill firing make even less sense. You're going to have an older Batman with a younger Superman when they're supposed to be contemporary.
One of my favorite comic book series from last year was Tom King's run on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow.
Kind of a red flag.
And so we're going to turn that into a big science fiction epic film. Now, Superman is a guy who's sent to Earth and raised by loving parents. For a Supergirl in this story, she is a
Yeah, I
character
think I'm dead here.
raised on a chunk of Krypton. She watched everybody around her perish in some terrible way. So she's a much more jaded character.
Not as jaded as the DC Comics fans. for good reason. This is the biggest red flag of them all. Tom
Well-
King is everything wrong with modern comics. He ruined Batman amongst many other things. He's also a big fan of cancel culture. He was also the writer of the canceled New Gods from Ava DuVernay, one of the smartest things Warner Brothers, America's dumbest company, has ever done. My personal favorite Tom King moment when he blocked me on Twitter. But he is only part of a cast of assembled writers who are currently working on the DCEU. We start with Drew Goddard. This is good. He conceived Daredevil for Netflix, the best thing Marvel has ever done, but it goes way downhill from there. We have Christina Hodson, who wrote Birds of Prey, Jeremy Slater, who wrote Fan Forstic and Moon Knight, and Crystal Henry, who wrote for Watchmen. Gunn also announced Booster Gold, which could be interesting, especially if they eventually introduce Ted Kord as the Blue Beetle, and Swamp Thing, despite already having films and TV shows, one that was recently canceled. This is the other advantage they have on Disney Marvel. It could be a hard R horror story in the DCU. That would be interesting. The other thing I wanted to talk about was
That
the
looks
shot
interesting.
he takes at Marvel. Now, Deadline interprets this as a shot at DC, but I think he really takes a swing at them both. People have become beholden to dates, to holding dates, to getting movies made no matter what. At the end of the day, I'm a writer at heart, and we're not going to be making movies before the screenplay is finished. What a concept. And if that means our plan has to shift a little bit, it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. We're not going to be making movies and putting hundreds of millions of dollars in a film where a screenplay is only 2/3 of the way done, and we have to finish it while we're making the movie. I've seen it happen again and again, and it's a mess. I think it's the primary reason for the deterioration in the quality of films today versus 30 years ago. Shots fired. Now, this is only speculation, but I'm starting to think that James Gunn went back to Marvel only out of loyalty to the cast and
How would you
crew
guys stop
of
putting-
Guardians, and their split wasn't that amicable. And as far as that title, Superman Legacy, and introducing a Bat family, which could be a good thing, but I also have a concern with this quote. One of our strategies is to take our diamond characters, which is Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and we use them to prop up other characters that people don't know. Sounds good in theory, but considering what we've seen from Disney Marvel over the last 5 or 6 years, I have to ask, will this be introducing new characters with Superman and Batman?
Yep, starting to
or
yawn.
bait and
That means I'm
switch?
starting to
As
get
James
a little
Gunn and
bored.
everyone
Yes.
knows, this isn't adapting the
I'm
Guardians of the
still-
Galaxy,
it's
which he
still
did
catching my
very
attention.
well from a comic book that came out in the mid-aughts. To state the obvious, this is a giant cinematic universe, which, quite frankly, only Marvel has been able to pull off to the level that DC wants. It would be difficult to talk about the troubles with the DCU without addressing the 6 flops that came prior to Superman's James Gunn. But most of them
Whoa, this was 2 hours long. I am so sorry, yo. I'm so sorry. Do I even want to see this? I'm not liking it already. Alright, let's see it.
With all due respect, we've been
No Country for Old Lanterns. When I saw the old man, and I'm like, please tell me that's not how. Please tell me he's not how. All right, let's see it.
training for what, 2 months? And I haven't even worn the ring yet.
Don't get hung up on the jewelry, Junior. You're just a fucking substitute teacher. You're not ready to get up in front of the class till the ring says you are. All right.
Wow.
I could have died.
You want me to train you? I'm training you.
Something is off here. I can feel it.
This is my town. You're a big shot. Noted. But stay the fuck out of my way.
Think she hates your guts?
It's the way she hates them.
This is a stupid plan.
Not that stupid.
That I don't doubt. The Green Lantern's oath is to protect.
Why is it a costume? Isn't the ring itself a costume? The ring itself is a costume. You put it on, you activate it, and it puts it on for you. Why is it?
Protect people.
It's the equivalent. My anxiety's going up. It's the equivalent of why I didn't like The Witcher on Netflix. It's the equivalent to the eyes in Witcher. The eyes are supposed to be cat ears. They're supposed to be dilated, like skinny, like a cat's. You know, that's why they always call the Witchers the cat eyes. You know what I'm saying? And when they blacked it out, I was just like, I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. I just hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. Period. I don't know why the creators were good with that. It was bad. It should have never happened. They made Dandelion gay. I didn't even, what? He's not gay. I need to look this up. Hold on. I need to look this up. Is it lore? Is Dandelion Witcher. No, Dandelion is not gay. That's I figured. I kind of figured. In the games, nor the books. This is why I hate people.
We both know I do a better job of this than you.
This is my job. As long as I'm alive, that ain't changing. So take a deep breath, Junior.
You're old. You're tired. And your time is up.
I don't understand. Who are you exactly?
Hal Jordan, Green Lantern.
Have you ever talked with the other lanterns?
I'm the only human. They're aliens. One of them's a fucking squirrel.
Okay. This looks interesting to a point. I like where they're going, but old Hal, come on, dude. If I remember correctly, Hal and John are like, aren't they like close in age? I know these things. Hal Jordan and John Stewart are relatively close in age. Though Hal is canonically older and acts as his predecessor, in the main comic book continues, Hal is typically in his late 30s to mid 40s, while John is usually depicted about 5 to 10 years younger, placing him in his 30s. This man looks like he's 60 years old. Is there other trailers to this shit?
time to get up, Junior.
So, you're a space cop.
No, I'm just being trained.
All right, new lesson. Take the ring. You fly.
Just fly.
I'm sorry. Fly, please. What's that?
You're the backup quarterback.
For now. What do you think is going on?
It's no accident we're here. These victims are gonna end up being alien.
Based on what?
I have a feeling.
He has a feeling.
I think this is more than just a feeling.
This is a threat no one's ever seen before.
What do you know about manhunters?
Where'd you hear that word?
Ain't no way they brought in the Manhunters this early. Aren't they like the final boss?
Manhunters are.
They're like final. Like I think they're the final before the Red Lanterns.
The most dangerous beings to ever exist in the galaxy. It could take the form of any species.
So it could be anyone.
He's gonna send an army to put you down.
Do you resent Pal Jordan?
The ring's always been mine. Jordan's just keeping it warm.
Sinestro.
You don't really believe he's your backup, do you, Hal?
No.
Let's say what he actually is.
My replacement.
Wait a minute. Tell me they're not making Hal retire. They're not retiring Hal Jordan. They're not doing that.
In brightest day. In blackest night. No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. How about a beer?
I like it, but I dislike it at the same damn time. I don't know which way I'm going with this, to be honest. I like the style that they're putting out. It's just that they could have been more accurate with the finer details, like the Manhunters. I'm not really familiar with the Manhunters, but can they shapeshift? I don't think they can. Can Manhunters shapeshift? No, wrong one. Can the Manhunters... I just realized that Martian Manhunter and the Manhunters have the same name. Can Manhunters... from the Green Lantern series shapeshift? Traditionally in comic books, no, Manhunters cannot shapeshift. They're rigid robotic androids created by the Guardians of the Universe, which I knew. However, the live-action series reimagines them as shapeshifting infiltrators capable of disguising themselves as anyone. when people do this. Why? You have whole lores. You have literally years and years and years and years of lore. Why not just use it? Use it, and you will make so much more money. Just use it, bro. I knew they couldn't shapeshift. They're androids. They were made. I think they were made to keep balancing the universe. I think this was before they created Oa. I think this is when the Guardians. This is before the Guardians created Oa, and they created the Manhunters to keep the balance in the universe. But they went rogue. I think that's the lore of it. Don't quote me on that. Quote me if I am wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. Then as the Guardians found the color green, the green of will, the power of will, that's how the Green Lantern Corps was formed, and there was no more use for the Manhunters. And I think the Manhunters became violent. I think that was another reason. Like, they couldn't distinguish evil from good. Whatever. Well, I don't have HBO, so but I'll probably like look into it 1 or 2 times to see if it's good or not. Whenever it drops, but. This doesn't look good. This don't look good. No. A new anime has dropped?
Logan, it's me. Wait.
You came back. I've seen things before.
Humans and mutants can't survive together.
I've tried to keep them safe for so long.
Fucking sprats.
Inside, now!
I thought you were back. We were back.
We're gonna build a future for mutants. That is why you belong here.
Something tells me that was Magneto. Maybe.
Tear the beast. The hunt is ready.
Most people I see clearly. But you.
Just give in!
Remember who you are.
Ain't no hero.
Just can't let a man rest in peace, can you?
PlayStation.
Can't let a man rest in peace.
Okay, so I'm a little excited for Wolverine. I'm a little excited. I'm mad that's gonna be a PlayStation exclusive, but
I've lived long enough. It's all started to blur together. Every fight. Every death. was. When that's gone, there won't be anything left except rage.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, okay.
A lot of people want me to watch this.
It looks good. It looks good. I don't think Aspen came out with like any new videos today, which is sad. Right, is the queue, and then I'll watch this later, and then this one.
I don't know if he's going to get deplatformed, but like there's going to be something problematic that will happen to him like institutionally.
Yes.
I think that this will happen. And I think
it already kind of is, because he's not getting the collaborations he wants. He's not getting the invites he would once get. He's very upset about that. It's already starting to backfire him, but it's just going to keep on getting worse. And not because of the terror things or anything he said, the violence he's endorsed. I think it's just the dog shocking incident.
I think this will affect his career in a big way. If he continues going down the path that he's going right now, like you have, like, for example, like he recently framed a newspaper article of like the day after 9/11. You don't need to, like, what are you doing, right? Like, how is this helping your cause? How are you going to say that, like, I just want free healthcare and then frame a newspaper article about 9/11? You see what I'm saying?
Because, like he said before, the underlying principle behind everything is just Islamic terror. He might be for China, he might be for healthcare, he might be for defeating MAGA Republicans in office. But no matter what, when you start drilling it down between conflicting values, the one that's always going to be prevalent and the one that's always going to win over everything is his support for terror groups. And sad to say, that's why it's over there. It's very, very illustrative of what you have behind you, because we're not like corporate drones. We design our sets how we want. These are things that just make me happy. It's dumb. The Dodgers and Pokemon or whatever. Nothing in me says, hey, let's talk about a terror attack. It tells you a lot about him.
So that's the kind of stuff that, like, I think that he is flying increasingly closer to the sun, and eventually he is going to go over the line with this, and it's going to be, I think, very problematic.
I said this before. He's got the Johnny Somali trajectory. Keep on poking the bull. Keep on getting more and more extreme, because once you've made a career off of, going viral off of said thing, you can't do said thing again. You can't do a milder version of said thing. If you want to make waves and become relevant again, it has to keep on getting progressively worse and progressively more eye-catching and disruptive in the social media feeds. That's why it has to be the 9/11 poster.
Do I need to
he
get
has
key
to
field?
be
I think this one needs to get
provocative,
key field.
and it's going to backfire in the near future.
And I think he's getting really close to it already. Nothing will happen to him. Nothing happened to Alex Jones until he got deplatformed on every single place in one day overnight. Nothing happened until everything happened instantaneously.
Yeah, the nothing happened crowd always upsets me, because I say nothing happened, nothing happened. It's like, yeah, well, just because you guys aren't like affected by when stuff happens, like what is it, the war in Ukraine, the government confirming UFOs, like stuff happens all the time. It's just you guys get a little bit lost in how quick the news media cycle refreshes.
Like, he got deplatformed on and he got sued. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
He's flying really, really close to the sun. He is, and I think that he is one.
The text right there says, "Where's a Mao outfit? Drops a Maoist dog whistle. Always seek truth from facts." And says, "Guys, it's just a Chinese suit." Exactly. It's gotta be that subtext of being provocative. It's, I can't gain attention just giving my garbage takes and sitting there eating my Uber Eats, watching YouTube all day. I gotta do something extreme. Always gotta do something more and more extreme to try to cover up the fact that he probably shocked his dog on live stream. Never mind all that. Just the idea that he's doing it on purpose. it's a part of his strategy, and maybe I can't hate on it because he has more of an audience, more donations, and much more wealth than I do. Maybe I need to start doing something weird. I don't want to because it's gonna ruin your life.
Mishap away from getting deplatformed.
Yes.
Like, and let me just add everything together, right? You have a person who has gone on record and said that it is a lesser of two evils that white women get.
Yes.
You've said that America deserved 9/11.
Said that.
And in a vacuum, and if that's the only thing that you had said, and you
You
would
say what? Yeah, no, he said that in the context of, I think it was his speech about college campuses and how, you know, bad things happen, and the whole like bro tips Hassan, frat boy Hassan, kind of seemed like he was in that universe. I can't be for certain. Maybe he was playing a role. I don't know. Don't care about the guy back then. But he said it would be okay if it was just the rich elites doing it to the rich, white, wealthy Christian elites, something to the effect of that, doing it to themselves. It's not even that far of a stretch to say he said exactly what Asmongold did, but it's just another instance in a long list of him being a terrible person.
Well, Democrat, you could easily say that and play that off and say that like American imperialism caused destabilization of the Middle East and it caused a backlash event, right? I think that people can understand that. But the problem is that you didn't just say that. Then you were also talking about like Taliban members putting their in Dan Crenshaw's eye or something like that.
He did say that.
Now you're framing
And it's always crazy how like oddly sexual a lot of his arguments get, especially against people he doesn't like. Oh, you want to sleep with me? Oh, grandmas like watching me, so they get really active in their retirement homes. Like, it's this very, very self-snitching thing where everything always loops back to something. I think that you guys have been watching me long enough that you know things get to sports analogies pretty quickly with me because that's just I'm a filthy casual, a sports ball enjoyer. I'm a very like normie guy. It's because that's just it's like running in the background of my RAM all the time. Sports analogy, whatever, simpleton. For him to always get to somebody angered me, let me make this related to S activity, makes me kind of feel like there's something kind of murky going on in the background.
A newspaper article of the day after 9/11. You're wearing a Mao's. Yeah, he got banned for that. He got suspended for that one, and that was not a good one, right? Oh yeah, saying to kill Rick Scott.
Yes.
Tweeting out the picture of the gun used to kill Shinzo Abe, and I don't think he understands this.
It's crazy that Asman has all this in.
I am dying.
This is the issue, right? Is that he's this is a new one. This just happened today, right? He's been insulated from a lot of consequences for doing a lot of these things, right?
Yeah, but all the preferential Twitch streamers get that treatment. Honestly, I think about it like, here we go. I immediately went to sports analogy. Jason Tatum gets to have his mom and his kid walking on the court at all times. Like there's every single one of those starting 5 Celtics players had a family, had a wife, had kids. None of them got those privileges. Nobody's bitter about it. Just your marquee superstar gets special treatment. That's the world works. I know Hassan can get away with a lot more than I can. Even on YouTube, like my preferential platform, I can't even watch body cam video footage because this channel isn't as legacy as the Decoy Voice channel. That's the way things work, but I think it's going to be his ultimate downfall because the first time that he faces consequences for his actions on live stream is going to be by, what I believe, the federal authorities, not Twitch's TOS team.
Like an average person, like if you tweet out the schematic of a gun used to assassinate a politician at a politician that you disagree with, it's very obvious that you're baiting people into assassinating that politician. That's very clearly.
Again, it's always the subtext, the illusion of this thing. He's a shock jock, trying to get more and more extreme every single time. And he made the Alex Jones analogy. Alex Jones is just a shock jock, saying the thing, going on with crazy conspiracy theory until it finally made him civilly liable in a lawsuit.
What you're trying to do. And so then you have, now there's also the Cuba thing, and you're getting investigated theoretically by the government.
Yes.
This is like, this is really gaining a lot of momentum here, right? And now you're dressing up as Mao Zedong, you're quoting him, etc.
Really into it.
This can't keep going on. Like you can't keep doing this. Like eventually, like I can guarantee you that advertisers are complaining about this. I can guarantee you that there is a point where the dam breaks and a person like this gets deplatformed everywhere.
And the sad part is the advertisers say this was like 2022. I'm guessing the advertisers wouldn't complain about it. I think the ultimate red pill moment, or the black pill moment for the Democrats was when Donald Trump won the popular vote.
All right, I'm going next.
She wanted a temporary vacation from marriage just to make him chase her, but she never expected him to lock that door forever. Let's see how deeply this wife regrets her choices after her manipulative game completely backfired.
Bro, that scared the crap out of me a little bit.
Being married, I long for the day to be single again. The only thing that's causing me to stay and stick it out is because I've been a housewife for 10 years. And to get back out there in the workforce with a mental illness, there's some fears that I have. But I literally do hate being married. So y'all know how I say that I always use my content to push my pain into purpose, make y'all laugh. A lot of this pain is connected to my marriage. A lot of it. I just try my hardest not to put it out there, and I'm still not going to go into detail. But just know that this shit is not fucking gold. And no matter how much I try, no matter what I do, at the end of the day, I still just want the fuck out.
She's treating it like gold.
I want to be single. I know I can love myself better alone than anybody can love me with them. I love who I am, but I do not love who I am with this person.
So why'd you marry him?
I hate being married, and all my life, once this shit's over, I would never get married again.
It's called
Marriage exposes who
a divorce.
you really are.
Yeah.
If you're suffocating, it's likely because you lack the discipline to grow within a partnership. Don't blame the commitment, blame the lack of character. This wife accidentally sent her husband a voice memo that was meant for the guy she was secretly taking, to immediately started panicking when he played it back to her.
Can we talk?
What? I'm in the middle of doing something.
Yeah, about this.
Hey, babe. Whoa. What's that? What's that? I don't want to listen to that. Turn it off.
Don't want to listen to it. You sent it to me.
No, I didn't. I did not send that to you. Just stop it. Stop. Turn it off.
Nah, keep it playing. Keep it playing.
Send that to the wrong person?
I can't believe you're so gullible.
Gullible?
Yes, obviously it's a TikTok trend, dude. Like, you haven't seen this trend?
Yeah.
If you, like, send a message to your husband or whatever, and, like, it's, like, supposed to be, though, for, like, somebody else.
Don't think he's that gullible.
So that way, like,
So, caught red-handed and hiding behind a fake social media trend. It's not just a lie, it's an amateur performance. Some people don't just lose their partners, they lose all sense of dignity while trying to cover their tracks. No trend can cover up a lack of character. Hit subscribe for more reality checks.
You don't want to be with me? Say it again. Let me hear you say it again. Say it again!
What she got in her hand? What the? Huh? Move. Okay.
That's my husband.
We are not married.
You are, right?
This is.
We are.
This is why I'm never getting married. Ever.
Yes, that's scheduling. That's as far as I'm
Not gonna happen.
Excuse me?
There's such thing as a common law marriage. You either have
Oh, no, we're married.
marriage certificate or not.
We are married.
Show them the marriage certificate.
Did you hear that?
Because you ain't got one because we're not married. Dummy.
My dad married us. You don't remember? Really?
No, your dad took you to the mental hospital.
You aren't in control, you're just waiting for the crash. Fix your reality before the truth exposes you and takes everything away. It's never worth the risk.
You know, life really does come at you fast because 1 minute, my boyfriend's meeting my parents and spending a day with his grandparents. And the next day, we have like a mini communication breakdown and I don't hear from him. And it's been a week. And my birthday's in 2 days. So, needless to say, I'm fighting for my life over a man, nay, boy, and writing shit on Post-it notes like, you're worthy of love and you're not a worthless piece of garbage, and putting it on my bathroom mirror. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it.
Choose the player, get played, then cry on TikTok. The cycle of the modern victim mentality. Don't look for empathy where you should be looking for a mirror.
Came home to my apartment completely.
Say it like it is, brother.
My husband left. He left me my jewelry and took everything else. I want to travel.
You obviously want to travel, but why don't you want to travel all over the place so that we can go on together?
Travel more lately. I've travelled lately. I want to travel the whole world.
I'm not seeing shit around here. You can have your garage and stuff. We can have like an adventure together. It doesn't always have to be so far away.
Yeah, but I want to travel the world, and I've asked you to come with me, and you said no.
Because I don't have the money to go to places like Peru. Okay? I'm sorry I don't earn that much, alright?
If we go for long, you get a job, you work there, you become, one of the people.
Right, so I'm traveling to work. That's your grandiose plan for me. So you know what? You can go on, have some fun, and what? I've got to go find some hot job.
Well, no, because I didn't say that, did I? We both get a job. What do you think I do when I go off for a month at a time?
You take pictures.
It's not a highlight. Yeah, because I earn it.
That's so disrespectful. You are so disrespectful.
What is your problem? I don't understand. Look, I can't.
Why you always lying?
You knew that I like to go travelling.
Fine. Go travelling, go find some guy marching out there. I don't give a shit anymore.
Expecting a man to do manual labor just to fund your vacation? That's not a partner, that's a liability. True value is built together, not at the expense of his dignity. If you have to break your back to satisfy her selfishness, you're not a husband, you're a victim. Protect your peace and your wallet.
Get the fuck out of here.
Boundaries exist for a reason. If you cross the line in a man's home, don't expect him to keep the door open. Your attitude determines your altitude. And right now, you're on the street.
I already know why his non-payment of child support is. Why he's had a job the whole time working for Larson's Construction, making $26 an hour underneath the table for months now.
Ma'am, this is your time to ask him questions.
Okay, Derek, seeing you had money
Why
to buy
am I
alcohol,
getting
why
hit?
were you not
Why?
paying child support?
Because you had contacted FOC before I had a chance to be placed on payroll, so I was terminated.
That's not my fault. You know you're supposed to pay child support. Pay your be a man.
Financial issues between parents are never simple.
Wow,
and
so
there's
this
usually a lot
bitch got
more
him
to the
fired? Whoa. He definitely ain't paying it now.
Time to ask him questions.
Karen has outbursts in court when dad isn't ordered to pay enough child support.
Okay, Derek, seeing you had money $6 an hour underneath the table for months now.
Ma'am, this is your time to ask him questions.
Okay, Derek, seeing you had money to buy alcohol, why were you not paying your child support?
Because you had contacted FOC before I had a chance to be placed on payroll, so I was terminated.
That's not my fault. You know you're supposed to pay child support. Pay your be a man.
Financial issues between parents are never simple.
Oh,
There's
it's not
usually
cheap.
a lot more to the story
He
than
didn't
what we
get
see.
fired. He got fired.
I'll bring him back on Friday. Can I come inside?
She's completely unaware of what he's been hiding from her.
My girl's here, not married now. Thank you.
You don't get to wreck a home and then want to move back in when you realize the world is colder without him. He's moved on. You should too.
If she says we should take
Good
a break,
man.
this is what she really means. I want to break up with you and explore other options. If I can't find anything better, I'll be back. If she says she wants a break, I want you to say this. I respect your decision, but understand I won't be here waiting if you decide to come back.
Well, a pause is just a polite way of putting you on the bench while she scans the transfer market. A man of value is never a backup option. If she wants a break, give her a permanent one. Keep your dignity intact and walk away.
I wanted to see if maybe we could close the door on the whole divorce attorney type stuff.
You know, I'm getting real sick and tired of you calling and coming over 24/7.
Okay, well that's rude. That's not how I was expecting you to answer the phone at all.
You want me to be cordial?
Nice.
This isn't a cordial period of our life.
I mean,
hope you
yeah,
know
I was
that.
hoping we could have a cordial conversation. Are you willing to listen?
Nope.
Or no?
Don't do it.
Fine. God forbid. I mean, I should let all this go through the attorney, but
Oh
what
my
do you want?
God. Well, I'm hoping that we can lose the attorney. I was calling to let you know that I'm in line to pick up Micah from school. And I will drop him off after. But before you got in the car, I wanted to see if maybe we could maybe close the door on the whole divorce attorney, like, type stuff.
Nope.
No. Why would we do that?
Well, if you want me to be honest, Brian cheated on me. So, like, we're not together anymore. And so, we built
Karma's a biatch.
a beautiful life together.
And he's loving it. Bask in the glory, my boy. Bask in it.
I know that the Tinder
You
was
cheat on me.
Can you just listen, Avery? I know
No, don't
that
listen to
Tinder
her.
was a
You don't have to listen
mistake
to
on
her.
my part,
Don't listen to her.
But I was wondering if you'd be open to like reconciling our marriage and like healing it, and maybe we can go to therapy together.
You only come back when the upgrade fails. This isn't love, it's a backup plan. A man of value doesn't accept leftovers, especially when the person only returned because they ran out of options. Respect yourself enough to keep the door locked.
This question is for the men. Why are you so dramatic? So dramatic when we ask to do a simple task around the house. This goes out to the husbands.
Shut the fuck up.
I asked my husband, can you sweep and mop? Please. I'll do the bathrooms. He said, no problem. I was like, speechless. He didn't fight me on it. 4 days later, this shows up.
He improvised. Ugh. Love it.
This is just like a man, and I don't mean that in any sort of negative tone. I mean that in a very good tone. Because men are logical thinkers, and they're really good at coming up with good solutions. So honestly, I don't see any drama going on here.
Yeah,
I
the
see
floor's
a whole
getting
lot of
mopped.
logical thinking from a very smart man that likes to work smarter, not harder.
It's mind-boggling. She creates the problem, her husband solves it, and yet she still expects more. Did the husband handle this the right way?
Yes, he did.
Drop your comments below.
Proud of him.
I feel like you shouldn't get married. I really wish women would stop getting married. Marriage is an antiquated idea that I believe oppresses women.
Huh?
Moments later. Yes, I am engaged.
This comment says it all. Pandering is a billion-dollar business. I mean, women really gave MJ Gray a platform for saying women should be married and just being so anti-men in general, only for her to then switch up after getting a huge following. Where have we seen this before? That's not the only thing MJ Gray switched up on. Do you remember when she used to say this?
Designer things are just tacky. They're just played out. Like, can we do something creative and original? I don't love it. I guess I just don't like the wealth signaling of it.
Only for her to then later on become a full-on capitalist. Look at this. Is this not wealth signaling right here? Designer watches, designer bags. Look at this. This is crazy. What's really funny about all this is that she still says that she's anti-marriage. The moral of this lesson is to never bully social media influencers, because at the end of the day, they're all about getting a bag.
So everybody loves to talk about the dating horror stories, but can we talk about reporting these people on dating apps? So I've had a stalker for like 3 years, and anytime that I report them on the B app, I get a response from the app saying that like they have to see if other people report them before they take action. So let's contrast that with the Spicy app that I'm also on for dating. I recently ended things with a partner that was linked with me there, and I reported the behavior that ended our relationship. Not only was that offline behavior concerning to them, but they said they would take action immediately and expressed empathy and concern. That's a huge difference in reaction. The B app is not where it's at.
Acting like a dating world Karen. Excuse me, this relationship didn't work out. Can I speak to the manager? It's hilarious. Relationships aren't customer service, and you chose to swipe on an app. You can't just ban people because they didn't fit your script. Chill out, sweetheart.
Having your man book you a trip and then leaving without him and bringing your friends with you has got to be one of the most diabolical things I've seen.
Oh,
hey, babe, I
God.
just booked the beach house to celebrate your birthday. Oh, my God, babe, I love you so much. My friends can come, right? Your friends? Yes, I'm only bringing Victoria and Blessing. Yeah, I guess. I thought it would just be the two of us, but it's okay. The house can contain 6 people. All right, baby, thank you. Hey, babe, I'm packed and ready. Should I come pick you up, or we meet at the airport? Oh, but I thought I already told you. Told me what? Oh my God, this is kind of awkward, babe. Promise you won't get angry. Angry for what? What happened? Just promise me first.
She left.
Okay, I won't. Fingers crossed. You know I love you. You're better than me. Don't tell me some shit like that. I'm already mad. Yeah, babe, I love you too. What happened was, since the house can have just 6 people, I already told my friends I'll celebrate it with them, and we're 6 in numbers. I meant to tell you I'm so sorry. So? 5 can come along, don't worry. We left already. I'm so sorry I forgot to tell you. What are you even saying?
Wow.
Did I fully pay for it? I know, babe, I'm so sorry. You promised to forgive me. I organized everything for both of us, me and you. I paid for everything. I only allowed your friends because it's what you wanted. And now this is what I get? Just please tell me you're joking. Tell me this is a prank.
It's not just about the money, it's about the total disregard for the intimacy he tried to build. Inviting an entourage to a couple's getaway is a power play to show him he's just the sponsor, not the priority.
No, it's not, baby. I'm so sorry. Babe, are you there? Babe? Have fun. Thanks, babe. I know you understand. That's why I love you. What this man does next, somebody please give him a medal. Somebody please give this man a reward. He deserves it. Hey, babe, we're at the reception. They can't find your name there. What name did you use? Babe, missed call. Why aren't you picking up the phone? Where are you? Another missed call. Babe, please respond. Yes. She's checking the system and she can't find it. Try using your name. Okay. Still nothing. Y'all picking up on what he did?
Full
Can't
refund.
find it. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I canceled the reservation. What? I'm sorry, babe. I hope you understand. Why would you do that? Please don't embarrass me like this.
Give this man an award for keeping his cool? She really thought she was the one in control. Go ahead, enjoy your trip with your entourage.
Bravo.
It's funny how she thinks she's winning while she's just proving how ungrateful she truly is. Good luck to her escort team. Click subscribe to stay on the realistic side.
My wife decided she wanted a divorce 3 months into our marriage, and I just feel like I've lost purpose.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do?
How old are
I don't
you?
know what. I'm 19.
19.
My wife is 18.
Wow, y'all got married real young, huh?
3 months in, she said, I'm not happy. She said, you've changed, and kicked me out. I asked her, how have I changed? I don't understand. And she can't give me an example. And she just says she's not happy anymore.
Has she filed on you? Has she got an attorney and drawn up the papers and everything?
She hasn't drawn out the papers, but she said she talked to a lawyer.
She's not acting like an adult married woman. She's acting like a teenager and wants to pretend this whole thing didn't happen. And she's treating this like a high school breakup. The problem is she signed a marriage license, and so you'll have a legal arrangement to unwind. Here's your choices, and I can't make the choice for you. Okay? Choice number 1: honor her wishes, and since she's not going to be a grown-up about this, you be the grown-up, and you get an attorney, and you file for divorce, and you move on. She's moved out and blocked your number and done all that kind of stuff, wants to pretend this whole thing didn't happen. You choose to say, no, I want to be married to you. I don't know what happened, but I want to be married to you, and so I'm going to keep being a person of character. I'm going to keep being the person I want to be, and so I'm going to keep showing up, keep going to work, keep working hard, keep
What is that
saving
thing?
money. I'm going to live my life as though she's on deployment somewhere, and she's going to come back someday. I mean, those are your two choices. If you were my son and he was 19 and he found himself in a similar situation, the thing I would keep pointing back to is you got to choose reality here. And you have a very, very young, emotionally immature person who has divorced you in every way possible except for legally. And I would probably chalk that up to you're so immature and young, you don't even know what that means.
21 at the time when I met him, and he was 35, so, you know, we did have an age gap, but, you know, I felt like I was mature enough to, you know, deal with him, so.
And something tells me you probably had a little bit more growing up to do.
I did, yeah. I definitely did.
I took her to the airport. She said she's going on a girls trip with her co-workers. She insisted on going. I took her to the airport.
Okay, remember, she's 21, 22.
Right.
Okay, it's time to get the party on a little bit now.
That was cool. That was fine. No big deal. So later on, when she get back later on, what made me go through the phone? But I find pictures of her with a man on a motorcycle and a drop top having fun. I see no pictures with the girls. She said she was with.
Yes, I did go to Myrtle Beach, and I did go with coworkers. There was pictures with me and the girls, but the one that caught his attention was obviously the one with me and the guy. So I did take the trip, and you know, I made a bad decision while I was down there, and I did have a sexual encounter with this guy.
Ms. Bush, here's my question, because I see a whole lot of men and women come through divorce court, and some people can be tricky, but why would you have an affair, a one-night stand out of town, and put the pictures in your phone?
I mean, I was younger. Like I said, like I was young and dumb, so I wasn't really like, I don't know why I did that. But that was a poor decision, and you know, I do regret doing that and you know, being irresponsible and immature for doing that to him. So.
Because, you know, you almost say to yourself, did you want to get caught?
A girl trip that turned into a motorcycle ride with another man. The math doesn't add up, and neither does the loyalty. If you have to lie about who you're with, you're already betraying the relationship. Nothing stays hidden forever.
To be honest, she, a few months ago, tried to come back.
And?
No. She just left, man. Once we got
She left. She decided to just leave.
Yeah.
So you got the house. When did you get the house?
August the 23.
Cool. When did she leave?
January of 24. She paid for half of the mortgage for four months and then left.
Okay, and what was the leaving? Did she just like run away? Was it a storm off? What happened?
She brought it up like in December that she wasn't feeling us anymore. She wasn't feeling it. And this was 2 months after we bought the house. And
the kid was like two.
Yeah, 2. And she thought the grass may be greener on the other side, man. She just left.
Probably is, but
it could be. But
I don't know.
To be honest, she few months ago tried to come back.
And?
No.
Why? No. Mother of your kid?
This was like a year and a half later.
Oh, yes.
Mother of my kid.
That is how time works.
That was why I'd contemplated it for.
So why'd you turn it down? Are you struggling to live on your own? I mean, $4,500 a month. I mean, again, for dating, not bad, but you went into a house with a dual income household situation.
You walked away from your own child and left him to drown in debt alone. Coming back now isn't reconciliation. A mother who abandons her kid doesn't deserve a second chance as a wife. Some bridges shouldn't just be burned, they should be nuked.
And typically the men who are able to elicit
they should be
that
nuked.
Vibe, that chemistry, that click, the rainbow, the butterflies, whatever, the electricity, the
To
spark.
be honest, I know that he was going through a rough time, right? I understand that. But Caleb does have a point. The bitch doesn't deserve to be your wife. She doesn't deserve to be a girl. But to be honest, you kind of are struggling, dude. You got a crib now. You got a kid. And she has to. Y'all have to work this out. Y'all don't got to take it too far, but y'all got to work it out. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of the kid, for the life that you're brought into this world, you guys need to work it out.
Both terms that are used, they're able to elicit it in a lot of other women too. That's why a lot of women fall for players, because I don't think a lot of women are feeling the click, the connection, the vibe with maybe a guy who's a bit more introverted, a guy who's maybe a bit more, maybe he's a little socially awkward. You're not feeling the fucking click with the socially awkward dude. You're getting the click with the guy who's super fucking confident. That dude's probably a player. So is any wonder why a lot of women are chasing after these really attractive player dudes who just have that level of experience of eliciting that feeling in women? Have you ever had the click, the connection vibe with a guy, only to, whether shortly thereafter or maybe a couple weeks, a couple months down the road, realize this person is a terrible fucking person? Have you ever had that?
Yeah.
Having the click or connection is not the end-all be-all when it comes to finding a suitable partner.
Excitement is constantly confused with quality. Real men build foundations while others just build a temporary show. Ignoring the stable ones because they lack a flashy display leads to inevitable disappointment. Don't complain about the outcome when the performance ends.
And babe, can you get extra water for the trip?
Yeah, I got you.
I need the top drink.
Water, we're gassed up, let's do this.
You can just take me home. I'm not going on this trip.
What happened now?
You were just a waste of time. You're just like the rest of them. You're literally worthless. I told you I've been nice to you. I said that you're gonna be different. You got caught, that's why you're quiet. Because you got caught. Who is Morgan? Because you got a girl's name in your Bluetooth. So
Morgan could be a guy's name too.
So, I'm assuming Morgan
Target, just the last person you drove with.
Nice.
The speed at which some people jump to conclusions is honestly more
Do you want a
impressive than
massage?
the car itself. Talk about an awkward apology.
That the like 1950s housewife, like June Cleaver, a lot of people think is like traditional values. That was not tradition. That was an organized PR campaign to get women to stay in the kitchen. When men came back from World War II, women were forced to leave the workforce. Ad agencies and pop culture really glamorized the housewife. Like, domesticity is so cute, and women were continually sold more products and lifestyles that really emphasized their place. And then the post-war economy really boomed, and so did the suburbs. Middle-class families started to move into single-family homes, and men became the breadwinners. Then pop psychologists started to talk about, oh, women are the caretakers and the nurturers, and it's tied to our biology.
I'm still struggling.
So either she's going to be really good at taking care of the home and your children, or it is her personal baby. And then even educational institutions started to promote degrees in homemaking, if women got higher degrees at all. And this is all to prepare women for marriage instead of the workforce. You can even see that publications like women's magazines went from writing about adventure stories to romance tales where women just find their like knight in shining armor. So we're supposed to like go back to the traditional values. This was never a tradition in the first place.
It's a massive simplification to label the 1950s family model as just a media campaign. That era was a response to the need for stability after years of global chaos. It wasn't about pushing anyone out, it was about building a cohesive home unit where both roles served a vital purpose. Don't rewrite history just to fit a modern narrative.
What was that?
All these are useless.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Who was you texting?
Who was you texting?
Is there anything in my
It's
head?
oh Houdini, right? You just whoosh, gone, just like that.
What are you
Who are
talking
you
about?
texting?
Where? Right, where?
Where, right?
Where?
Who was you texting?
But
Why are you playing with me?
Why are you playing with me?
Why are you playing with me?
is there an invisible phone?
Why are you playing with me?
What?
Where's the phone? Who are you texting?
I don't actually. Where is my phone?
What's going on?
No, where is my phone for
What's
real?
going on?
What's
The
going
turmoil
on?
in her eyes said it all. If she wasn't hiding anything, why hide her phone? A guilty conscience is a heavy burden, and clearly she's carrying too many secrets. If lying were necessary to maintain the relationship, she would have lost it long ago.
Before you even get to lying, I'm gonna give you one opportunity. What did you do?
I told you I went to see my aunt.
Okay.
That's the one reason I went over there for like.
For Atlanta, okay. That's it. Just for your aunt, and that's it.
Yeah.
And you just seen some friends.
And then I ended up seeing my friends. And
And then what y'all do?
we didn't do anything. We were just kicking it.
Oh, okay. Well, my boy that follows you on your close friend, seems different. Okay, yeah. This seems like nothing, huh? This seems like nothing, huh? I'm in your city. Yeah, close friends, huh? So what's this? Lamborghini, huh? Oh, don't worry about who's friends. So you're in a Lamborghini.
Your friends I just talked to.
Oh, so you're in a Lamborghini. You popping bottles in Atlanta.
Problems those times. Let me tell you.
So what's this? So what's this? This ain't you?
You know what? Yes. Okay.
Double R only. You ain't never been in a double R in your life. You talking about double R only. What's this about? Huh? I'm pulling up in your city, Lamborghini.
Caught red-handed and still trying to spin a narrative, that's not a defense, that's pure manipulation. A person who lies to your face while the evidence is staring back at them has zero respect for you. Stop negotiating with a liar and start closing the door.
I knew I had to break up with my boyfriend when I fell off a slide and he went, "Okay, are you okay?"
What?
Ew! I'm drunk, we're at a playground, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and with all of my best friends, we're running up and down the slide, so obviously I face plant hard off of the swing, so we're dying laughing. He like breaks up the circle of us laughing, he goes, guys, let's be serious. Babe, are
So you
okay?
broke up with him because he cares about your well-being? Okay. Wow.
Question for everyone in the bathroom.
Bro, you should have just laughed at her face.
Should I dunk him?
Wait.
Babe, are you okay? Are you okay?
She
Babe,
ugly,
you're
too.
okay. Bro. Question for everyone in the bathroom.
People today break up for no real reason, acting like it grants them power or control. In reality, it just exposes their inability to build or sustain anything. If you treat relationships like disposable items, you're not powerful. You're just broken.
Can we talk about how hard it is to leave the good guy? When you say, I want a divorce, and he's like, no, I want to work this out, and he's going to be fine. We can get through this, and he's so encouraging, and everything's just so peachy keen, right? We talk about how manipulated is his staying because he's a good guy. He does nothing wrong. Like, the only thing he's guilty of is being lazy and, you know, not putting in effort like we did when we were in the beginning of our relationship, like any other marriage.
Tears don't rewrite the past. It's easy to cry when you realize you traded a diamond for a piece of glass, but the realization comes too late.
Women divorcing their husbands in their early to mid 40s and then immediately regretting it as soon as they see the guy move on. It's the funniest thing that I've seen on the internet. But the craziest part about this is that they go and make these videos, right, and put it out there that they regret the decision they made simply because the guy quickly moved on, got into another relationship, and she quickly found out that, hey, ain't a lot of dudes out here looking for women in their mid to late 40s. I'm gonna tell you ladies something, man. If y'all married to a dude and y'all get into your 40s together, like, you gotta think about it very carefully, man, before you get a divorce, man. If this guy's not beating on you, cheating on you, abusing you, if he's not doing none of these things, man, try to work it out. Try to work it out, man, because it ain't sweet out here in the streets, especially if you're a woman, right? Because a man in his 40s, man, dating ain't the same for men and women in old age, right? Because a man, if he's obtained a little bit of success, right? Again, I don't think it's the right thing to do, but if he wants to, he has the option available to him to be able to date younger women who are interested in having certain experiences that they know and understand that men their age can provide them. You know what I'm saying? Women can't do that because men are very different than females. You know what I'm saying? We're driven by different things. Men are very visual creatures, you know? Ain't no young boy looking at a 45-year-old woman talking like, damn, I gotta make this car payment, man. She can make that happy for me. I think I might have to take her to the team. That BMW, you're gonna look at him like, damn, bro, you really wanna do yourself like that, bro? Start working for Uber Eats or something, bro. Come on, man. Don't stoop down to that level, bro. You gonna come and sit back in this car, bro, and pretend like that never happened? Like, I'm right here parked outside, bro. Like, just get a second job or something. So, ladies, man, if you just feel unhappy, go to the gym, work out, you know? Start eating healthy. Make sure it's not your hormones out of whack that's causing you to feel like this, because a lot of the times y'all be living good dudes because you feel unhappy, not because he's making you feel unhappy, because you feel unhappy, man. And a lot of people have no idea, man. A lot of the times that's a result, man, of no physical activity and a poor diet. A lot of women out here, man, if y'all was to work out, men know this, dudes know this, man.
Guys, I'm locked in. I don't know if you noticed.
You get in the gym, start working out and eating good, a lot of those feelings go away, right? But ain't nobody really promoting those ideas to females, especially in women in the, you know, in the 40s and 50s. Go to the gym, ladies, get on a diet, work out, feel good about yourself, right? And then see if those feelings are still there afterwards. And if they're still there, then go seek out a marriage counselor. But you gotta figure this out, man, because believe me when I tell you, you don't want to be single in your 40s, man. 50s is right around the corner. Women go through a lot of health issues, man. Man, do not. So, think about it twice.
If you are broke, you should not be dating. I'm not saying if you're broke, you're not worthy of love and happiness. You're just not worthy of me. It's just you need to focus on yourself. Broke guys are usually the most insecure guys on the planet. I swear to God. It's not necessarily their fault at all. Because as a society, we have prided men and we have made their self-worth contingent on how much money they make or their profession. The broke men, they walk around with a chip on their shoulder. If you don't like your circumstances, try to do something about it. Don't be mad at everyone else. Especially not me. What the fuck? What did I do?
Poverty is temporary, but your shallow arrogance is permanent. A man's value isn't his bank balance, it's his drive and character. If you only see dollar signs, you aren't looking for a partner, you're looking for a paycheck. You're not a prize, you're a liability.
If he had to block you so that he could be with his girlfriend, you are a winner.
You won, because if he had to block you so that their relationship could work, you are a menace to humanity. And I want you to know that, because ain't no way that this person is so obsessed with you that you had to be blocked because they had no self-restraint. They had no discipline. They literally couldn't hold themselves back from checking up on you, from maybe even messaging you, from watching your stories excessively. Like, they watch your stories in 10 seconds after you post them. They even like the stories. And you know that this connection, it didn't work out for whatever reason, but it was something real. And something real is always something to be reckoned with.
Nobody prepares you
What is the boss
for
gonna
what
drop?
it's like to date after 50 when you've been married for a really long time. How can you be prepared for this? I have been single for 14 months, and in all transparency, I have done very little dating, very little. Initially, I tried dating apps. I wanted to see if I could put myself out there again.
Here he is.
I was looking for
It is the big man.
and I turned to the apps. Well, that's a whole other video. One thing I heard from so many people my age is the older you get, the more difficult dating becomes because the less willing you are to compromise on things. Do you guys agree?
The dating market after 50 isn't a playground, it's a reality check. Loneliness is a heavy price to pay for a fresh start that often leads nowhere. Think twice before discarding a long-term bond. What you lose is far harder to replace than you think.
And then I asked him if he could ever forgive me. What he said next has been burned into my brain ever since. I hear it every single day, word for word, and it plays in my mind like a broken record. I hope someone comes into your life who makes you feel loved and safe just to betray you. I hope you spend every day wondering if the people you trust are lying to you. I hope you never feel secure in love again. I hope even when things seem perfect, there's a part of you that can't shake the doubt. I hope every I love you hear makes you wonder if they really mean it. And when it all falls apart, when it breaks you, I hope you remember that this is what you gave me.
Oh my God, bro.
He didn't say it to be cruel. He wasn't a cruel man. He was the kindest, most selfless person I'd ever known. That's what makes it hurt so much. He said it because it was the truth, because that's what I did to him. He got up and left, but his words stayed. They lived in my head, echoing constantly. Every night when I try to fall asleep, I hear them again. Every time I feel even a little happy, they come back to remind me that I don't deserve it. I've tried to move on, but I can't. I can't love anyone without doubting them. I can't trust anyone without waiting for the betrayal. Every relationship I've had since has fallen apart because of that fear, that voice in the back of my head telling me it's all going to happen again. I know I did this to myself. I know I might even deserve this, but living with it seems
Perfect
unbearable
timing.
some days.
Some women only realize a man's worth once they've locked him out of their lives for good. If you agree that self-respect always comes first, hit that subscribe button and join the Dark Talon family. Let me know your thoughts below, and I'll see you next time.
I think that a lot of modern characters...
Women drives... Because I have issues way back. This is when I was living with my mom, my grandmother, and my aunt. That's where all these problems started with me, and it just got worse throughout the years. And then I realized that it's not worth it anymore. Like, I don't need that. I don't need that kind of stress, the anxiety. I don't need the doubts in my head. That's why I just,
are
I stopped trying.
extremely unlikable. Like, this is a huge problem
I just follow the blueprint he gives me, and I just keep it moving.
with gaming. I think this is especially true, like, I'm going to be real, this is especially true with, like, American games.
I've grown quite worried about the trajectory of what humans perceive as strength, not only in entertainment media, but even in influencers and perceived role models.
Yeah.
This is a steady decline that has been gradually moving towards shaping the very definition of strength. For me, this is actually quite a fascinating topic because of how blind a lot of people are to what is actually happening, almost as though they know that...
Hold on a second, y'all. Wait. Oh, ooh, did it stop? Did it stop? Okay. All right, all right. I'll be right back. I gotta use the bathroom. Why is it over here? Why? What's going on here? Oh, because the thing above. Hold on. All right, cool. Put this here. Okay. Alright, cool. Got the audio mode, window mode for now. We're gonna turn it down to like here. I'll turn it down to like here. Alright. Put this here. Gonna put this here. While he's talking, I'm gonna set this up.
Counterfeit better than the genuine. What do I mean?
They do, because it's the lack and the absence of positive masculine role models. Because any form of masculinity is viewed as either, oh, that's not just masculinity, that's just being a good person, or it's viewed as being bad.
Like this. There is an interesting phenomenon called perceptual expertise that I'll use as an illustration. Anyone
After
who
this
handles
video,
cash on a constant
we're
basis,
gonna focus on the game.
especially in a profession,
Right now, I'm
gains
just working
an
on
incredible ability to
the
easily
things. I'm gonna see if I even like this
Something
game.
I find insane about this phenomenon is that it isn't actually taught. It is grown through exposure.
Yeah.
Bank tellers and cashiers handle genuine banknotes all day. This constant, repeated exposure
That makes
allows
sense.
them to develop an intuitive sense of what feels right. The texture.
No, this is true, because like I can smell a Coke, and I will know whether it is a Diet Coke, a no sugar Coke, or a regular Coke. All I have to do is smell it. I don't even need to taste it. I can look at the difference between a Dr. Pepper and a Coke, like just visually, and I can tell just based off of the color of the syrup.
Color, weight,
not even
print
kidding.
clarity, and even embedded features of real currency.
Serious.
Over time, they built this mental prototype or baseline of what authentic notes look like. So when a counterfeit does come along, it stands out.
Yes.
Not necessarily because the cashier knows exactly what's wrong, but because it doesn't match the baseline they've
Of what's
naturally
right.
internalized. Their brain subconsciously flags it as unfamiliar or off.
Weird.
Now you could probably see where I'm going with this. I believe that a lot of modern writers and influencers are more exposed to a counterfeit strength than they are to actual genuine strength. So to them, genuine strength is foreign, and they probably even see it as weakness. Unfortunately, it also seems like this is slowly becoming the norm.
Well, it's becoming the norm, and one of the big reasons why it's the norm is because that's the thing that a lot of kids want. A lot of the people that watch people like Andrew Tate or Sneeko or whatever that are looking for like life advice, these are like lost souls and like weird kids. That's the big issue. And so like you have a bunch of like little weird kids that think that the coolest thing that you can possibly do, because like when you're 14, right? I mean, you're gonna think that a guy that has big muscles and he has a fast car that's expensive and he has like a bunch of girlfriends, like that's like it doesn't get better. And so the real problem isn't necessarily that. It's the fact that all of these things are, I mean, let's be real, like it's made for kids.
I dive into
all their viewer base are little kids. I think that there are little kids, and then also for a lot of influencers,
I should have muted the audio.
creators, they are looking for an internet dad or an internet big brother. And that's really what it is, because they don't have like a dad that had, or even like not necessarily a dad specifically, but like a father figure or like a male figure in their life that they can look at and say, okay, this is what it means to be a man.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
the Halo Cliffs.
this modern depiction of strength is, let's look at what genuine strength has always
know
looked
how to
like.
change the
Throughout
audio.
history,
I
we
should
see
have.
that strength has often been defined as the capacity to endure, to act with integrity under pressure, and to choose what is right even when it costs you. It is a moral and emotional resilience, not the absence of struggle, but the decision to face it. It is also force and power under control. Marcus Aurelius put it this way: you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength.
That's right. If you have a problem, stop thinking about it. Most of them go away.
Strength isn't about control over people or circumstances. It's about self-mastery. The ability to stay steady when everyone else is shaking. The
And
power
this is
to...
another big issue, is that I think that maybe this is like a toxic masculine trait, but I think that stoicism is actually the best way to act. And I think that people that can't control their emotions and get upset and angry randomly, I view them as like childish and like not really worth taking seriously as much. And so when you see a guy like Titus, and that's the reason why Master Chief was so good. Master Chief was the prime pinnacle of stoicism. And you look at like a lot of other characters in like these old stories, and there are emotional moments, and I think that it's important to have those, but the emotional moments don't come at the expense of the character being able to do what they need to do when they have to do it, right? So like, for example, like in Lord of the Rings, when Aragorn is with like Arwen and Rivendell, yeah, this is an emotional moment. But when he's up face to face with the fucking Nazgul, he's not crying and running away, he's fighting the fucking Nazgul. That's the difference.
Respond instead of react, to remain grounded when your pride wants to escalate, and in a world that tells you to be loud, aggressive, or performative, Marcus flips it. Real strength isn't about bending the world to your will. It's about mastering yourself in the middle of it. This is a fundamental understanding that everyone has had about strength for a very long time.
This is again what I was saying before about like characters and like stories being written by obnoxious, annoying people. A lot of characters are written as if they are basically the teenage version of an unpleasant and annoying, like, kind of hipster person that was actually right about everything and their parents were wrong about everything. That's the way that a lot of these stories are written. I think Tosh is a great example of that with Dragon Age.
Many clear examples of games, series, and movies over the last 20 to 30 years of genuine strength. But it feels like there is a shift happening. Some of our favorite characters in the past, whether real or fictional, those who have had a very deep understanding of what genuine strength looks like, wouldn't necessarily even exist nowadays. And if they did exist, they would either be gender swapped or race swapped, or even be made to look pathetic where possible. And the characters that replace them or take their throne are so poorly written that it blows my mind how they even exist. Unfortunately,
it doesn't for me. It's just a bunch of annoying people writing annoying characters. It actually makes perfect sense.
A lot of modern writers simply don't understand genuine strength. Classical writers like J.R.R. Tolkien knew what genuine strength was. They knew that strength has a cost, that it takes something out of you. It doesn't leave you untouched, it leaves scars. It humbles you, it makes you even quieter. And that's the irony. The strongest people are usually the ones that don't even talk about how great or strong they are, because they've lived it, they've bled for it, and they know it's not a show. This kind of strength isn't
I got stamina.
It's shaped over time.
Go back.
In moments of choosing silence, restraint, and endurance. It's taught through exposure. It's always incredible and actually somewhat beautiful to see characters and people who suffer or struggle still choose to do good. That's the strength that moves people. That's the strength that transforms people. But this is disappearing. Or worse, it's being replaced by a counterfeit. What is it being
It's being replaced by content that's made for 14-year-olds whose dads are fat and don't know how to do anything and are losers. That's the problem. It's made for, and people whose mind is in that place too. Where dads don't exist. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, like, Cody, like, we had, like, for example, like, me and Cody growing up, like, you know, there were a lot of, like, you know, I would say, like, very positive, like, male role models that we had in, like, our neighborhood. You know, it was, like, Cameron's dad, like, I would say my dad, and, you know, AJ's dad, like, they were all really solid, right? And that was it. And so, like, it wasn't a big deal. Like, so it's not just like you specifically, right? Yeah, exactly, Cody. Yeah, you remember. And so, like, they were solid, but the problem now is that I think that a lot of cases that's not true anymore. It's just straight up not true anymore.
Faced by narcissism.
Ugh.
What we're calling strength today is often just narcissism in disguise. It's not rooted in sacrifice or humility. It's about ego, attention, and the desperate need to be admired without
Oh,
being
so that's how you
challenged.
attack.
That's the big one, is the admired without being challenged. That to me is what I
Yeah,
think
Kanan
is
beginning
at
is
the
depicted in the
core
beginning of the story.
a lot of leftist and
I don't
like
understand.
a lot of
What is that?
social movements nowadays. And not just leftist movements, but I think that it's like generally that way. I don't want to make this like super political because I feel like it's also
How
a
do
both sides
I-
thing. But it's like people want to be
Okay,
admired
that's the
for,
wrong
you know, something that is innate
button.
within themselves. Like, for example, like I am, you know, this sexuality,
drop
or
kick?
I am this gender identity, or I am this skin color, or I am this other type of, you know, like group of people. It's unpleasant. It's unpleasant, and I think also it's nothing that's earned. That's the big issue, is that it's not earned.
Modern characters, and
Ooh,
let's
he's
be honest,
strong.
many public figures too, aren't strong because they overcome anything. They're strong because the script says so, or because they say so. They don't earn our respect, they demand it. They don't grow, they're written to be right from the start. They're never wrong, never vulnerable, never in doubt. And if they are, it's used for 5 seconds of forced relatability before they're back to monologuing about how misunderstood they are. This isn't strength, it's self-worship. You see this constantly. Characters who bulldoze through others emotionally, who never listen, who never compromise, and we're told this is empowerment. But being impossible to work with doesn't make you powerful.
It does.
There's a
whenever
little
you're
bit of a lag.
It does whenever you're one of these groups of people and you're trying to get the HR to listen to you. That's the reason. And again, I feel like that's a really good way to say it because it reveals where these people are coming from. It's again people that are empowered by HR. That's it. It's like a what do you call it? It's like House. Dr. House kind of started this shit. The difference is that Dr. House was very clearly a flawed character. Like that's the difference, is that like he was very good at diagnosing things, but he also like went to jail, he was addicted to things, he was fucked up. So like House had like there were positives and negatives with him as a character. But I think again people look at that and they ignore the negatives and then they just make a character with those positives and also that same level of confidence, and they create a character that's just unlikable.
It just makes you insufferable. Strength has been reduced to this kind of moral untouchability, a person who can't be questioned, corrected, or critiqued because they are the representation of some broader ideal.
That's
but
right.
this is dangerous because it teaches audiences, especially young ones, that personal growth isn't necessary, that virtue is a given, that the world should revolve around you because you're the main character. This obsession with self has hollowed out the archetype of the hero. We used to cheer for really good characters because they gave something up. Now we're just told to cheer because they represent some kind of demographic. The worst
they represent a demographic, a social group, an idea, or some sort of viewpoint that is supposed to be seen as virtuous by the nature of its own existence. And I think that if you create a world where people are virtuous by the nature of their existence, you create a world where narcissism is rewarded. That's basically narcissism.
Most of the audience feels the difference. They don't always know how to articulate it, but they know something is off. These new, strong characters feel empty. Their victories don't move us. Their pain doesn't shake us. Because deep down, we know strength without selflessness, sacrifice, or love isn't strength at all. It's narcissism. Now, the problem goes deeper than just poor writing. There's now a dangerous trend that if you don't like certain modern characters or even influencers, it's your fault.
Oh god. The campaign against Avowed reveals the bigotry that fuels the anti-woke.
You are woke.
Maybe you should have used better fuel. Yeah, I mean, because as far as I know, that game really didn't make it out of the station. That game's dead, and didn't the person that started the game, didn't they leave the studio? So, and this is the problem, right, is like the maligning and the slandering of the people who don't fall in line with this line of thinking also doesn't go anywhere either. Because, like, nobody really likes... It's not like you're not going to bully people into liking something, right? It's bad millennial writing. Yes, even influencers, 100%. Influencers are actually probably, like, one of the biggest reasons. Because, like, games are supposed to be fake. Influencers are, like, at least perceived by a lot of people that are naive to be real.
About the issue. You are sexist, you are racist,
Yep.
you are homophobic, or you are even transphobic.
Yep.
And this shuts down any honest conversation before it even begins. This is a huge part of why things aren't actually getting better. Because now, identity is being used as a shield. Writers don't have to build strong characters. They just have to build important ones. Characters who can't be criticized because
and it's also like you have to keep in mind as well that if you write a story about a non-binary person coming to terms with themselves, the odds are that that story isn't going to resonate with a lot of people because there aren't a lot of non-binary people. So if you make a character that has a divisive or a super minor like social struggle, this just isn't going to be something that people are interested in. Who would have guessed? Yes, isn't it amazing? Yes.
what they represent, not who they actually are. It's lazy, and more than that, it's disrespectful, both to the audience and to the very group these characters are supposed to speak for. Because real representation means giving those characters the same depth, struggle, and growth as anyone else, not making them untouchable, narcissistic brats that demand to be liked. You can't just hand
I wonder who that's like. Probably the writers.
Character a specific shielded identity and a crazy ego and call it strength. That's not how storytelling works. That's not how respect works. And that's not how truth works. One of the more recent examples for this is in the trailer for Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. In a short 4.5-minute trailer, Naughty Dog somehow managed to create an insane...
This is, dude...
I have never seen a more negative reception to a trailer than this. I actually think that the original Concord trailer got a better initial reception than Intergalactic. It was brutal.
Extremely unlikable character who instantly comes across as extremely arrogant and narcissistic. And yet, they genuinely believe this character is above any criticism simply because of her race and identity. As soon as anyone calls her out as a poorly written character, the blame is flipped onto the viewer, labeling the viewer as racist or homophobic. But it has nothing to do with the race or identity of the protagonist.
I think to an extent it does in terms of being able to identify with somebody. Like, it's very obvious that gender and race are barriers to identification. And really incredible and strong characters transcend that. The best example of that, by a mile,
This game is awesome.
Goku.
So far.
It doesn't matter what color you are. If you're in 7th grade, who do you want to be when you grow up? If you were in my high school or middle school then, it was Goku. And so, abso-fucking-lutely. But that is a, again, that is a edge case. I do think that gender and race play a role, but again, you can transcend that if the character is very good.
It comes across as unlikable. Now, here's where things also get a little bit complicated. I genuinely believe that characters like this are only unlikable to those who have been exposed to genuine strength in their lives. And I can actually see how this sort of character could be likable to those who have not been exposed to genuine strength in their lives. I personally believe that fatherless homes or abusive experiences from individuals that are supposed to represent strength in our lives can create an exposure of counterfeit strength. Obviously, life is nuanced, and I personally know quite a few people who have been exposed throughout their lives to this counterfeit strength that do have a healthy view of strength now. But when you grow up without a model of earned, quiet, or steady strength, you can easily mistake loudness for confidence, control for leadership, and arrogance for self-assurance. And so
I think that's definitely what happens. Manic Kev, 100 subs. Holy shit! Thank you very much. Yeah, we've had a lot of sub gifters today. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. It's actually probably Twitch on alt accounts trying to make it less embarrassing that I made more on Kick than 2 days than I made in a month on Twitch. Probably that's actually probably what's happening. But it's okay. It's okay, guys. Keep it up. I don't mind. And anyway, so I think that especially with content creators, like the arrogance being confidence, and like the random acts of aggression being some form of like a emotional control is just a very huge problem. And I think this is an issue even in society in general, like outside of media, but just in general.
Character who steamrolls over others, never listens, never bends, and acts like the world owes them something might actually look strong to someone who's only ever seen power used that way. Making characters like this completely alienates audiences. Not because we're hateful or closed-minded, but because we're being told to cheer for characters that are poorly written but guilt-wrapped in a protected identity. And if we don't celebrate these characters, we get labeled and called out. But that's not strength. That's trauma with a label on it. And that's...
Hey. Yeah, a lot of these characters are just trauma. That's yeah, there you go.
The danger. When culture starts celebrating unhealed wounds as empowerment, when fiction becomes a mirror of brokenness rather than a picture of what wholeness could look like, we stop aiming upwards and we start settling. We start calling dysfunction power, not because it is, but because it's all some people have ever known. You can see this play out in real life. Take someone you believe to have narcissistic qualities, whether a public figure or someone in your personal life. They could be popular, charismatic, and quick-witted, sure. But what you're really witnessing more often than not is just ego dressed as strength.
I think that's the case. And also, like, again, some female lead that's on par with Goku. The difference is that women, I think, identify differently with characters for different reasons. And so, like, and this is another big issue, is that it's the lie that's been told to writers and developers that the same way to, like, how do you write a female character is different than you write a male character. Because men and women are different. So if you take a male archetype and then you just simply swap it with a female, in a lot of cases, whenever you get into, like, personifying that character, you're going to have issues. Like, it doesn't matter in a lot of cases, like, for example, like with Samus, right? Because, like, there's nothing going on. It's just like a character running around. But in general, men and women are different, and the way that they react to things are different too. So if you have, like, a girl that's reacting to things in the same way that a man would, this is going to not appeal to a lot of people, and it's going to be, again, it's going to be uncanny.
Rarely or never admit when they're wrong. They often talk over others and position themselves as the smartest in the room without actually doing the harder work of listening, learning, or sacrificing. That's not strength. That's a performance of a false perception of strength. And for a lot of young people, especially those without real mentors, that kind of performance can be convincing. Because if you've never or rarely seen genuine strength in your life, the kind that leads by example, that serves others, that admits failure, that shows genuine humility, then the counterfeit could look strong. C.S. Lewis once said, "We make men without chests and expect them virtue and enterprise. We laugh at honor and are shocked to find traitors in our midst."
Jesus, bro, that's rough. That's a lot. Damn.
In other words, we strip away the soul of real strength, the virtue, the responsibility, the self-mastery. We laugh and mock the real thing when it is displayed, and then we're surprised when the people we elevate as heroes don't act like heroes at all. When we confuse narcissism for strength, we don't just warp our stories, we warp our expectations of ourselves and each other. People start performing instead of growing. They protect their image instead of building character. They become addicted to being right instead of learning how to be wise.
This is a big issue that happens on social media. It's a huge problem. Is like people worry constantly about like how they're seen on social media. And I think that they're afraid of being disliked so much. And I think the reason why it happens is because maybe this is like just me being an asshole, but I think it's probably because they were losers in high school and they didn't have that many friends. And so like they were like super insecure about something. Because like a lot of the people that I know that are kind of like that, they were kind of just losers, right? Like people didn't really like them. And so like now they finally got in a position where they are liked and people do think they're cool. And this is like the first time in their life, and so it's like a really big deal for them. Like, oh my God, like wow, like now I'm this guy, you know, and that's it. Yeah, small pee-pee syndrome. Well, it's like they're almost like making up for lost time. You know,
Small
they're
pee-pee
pretending
syndrome?
to be this type of person now to overcompensate from the fact that they were not this person when, you know, again, and what is that? That's again trauma, right? Trauma again. like for at least like me and a lot of my friends that I know, like, you know, I wasn't like the most popular guy in high school, right? I mean, I wasn't really not either. I was just a guy. I had friends and everything was great, right? Everything was good. And so like I didn't really have that issue. So like you're not going into this with a chip on your shoulder. Like obviously everybody wants to be seen as right. Everybody wants to be seen as good guy, of course. But like the desire and the need for it, I think does drive a lot of effectively what is mental illness.
The worst part, they start to believe that vulnerability is weakness, that empathy is a flaw, that asking for help is a failure. Real strength doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't need a platform. It grows in silence through trial. It's something you become, not something you declare. So the question becomes, what kind of strength are we trying to build in ourselves? And what kind of strength are we celebrating in others? Because if we don't know the difference, we'll keep clapping for the counterfeits while the real thing quietly slips away. So let's come back to the real thing. Real strength is not perfection. It's not dominance. It's not being the loudest person in the room or the most unshakable or unteachable in the spotlight. It's the man who stands alone for what is right, even when it costs him everything. It's the woman who forgives what the world says is unforgivable. It's even the leader who kneels before they command. It's not found in applause. It's found in sacrifice. Look at historical figures such as Nelson.
I think that there's a lot of people that, you know, the idea of sacrifice, and the problem also is like the sacrifice stolen valor. It's like for these people, their idea of a sacrifice is like not going to prom, right? This is the reason why they have like struggle in their life, and so they're thinking about this, and they're like 31 years old. They're thinking about prom. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, it's a fucking loser. Absolute fucking loser. What a bitch. And so anyway, very point. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Why? Exactly. Or like, you know, somebody didn't like you in high school or something like that. I do, and it sounds bad, but I do genuinely think that 95% of this is unresolved trauma from being a kid. And like, I would say like being 20 and under. This is where a lot of these people get their problems from.
Mandela, who grew up under the apartheid, imprisoned for 27 years, and instead of coming out bitter and vengeful, he led a nation towards healing and reconciliation. That's strength. Look at Corrie ten Boom, a woman who lost everything in the Holocaust, including her sister, and yet she chose to forgive the man who was responsible. That is strength. Look at Martin Luther King Jr., who faced death threats, violence, and prison, yet he met hatred with peace and injustice with love. That's strength. And finally,
well, it's also the like, I think that another big thing with strength too,
he's going to Jesus,
is the ability to affect change. Because like there's a lot of people that, you know, they try to do something, but it's about also having the power to make a change and the power to actually do something. And when you have the opportunity to do the right thing, that's it. So what if you have unresolved trauma? Are you able to write something good, or are you doomed? I think that you are able to write something good, but I think that you need to do it with the conscious awareness that to make sure that you're not writing something that is trauma dumping effectively, or that is trying to like make up for something that you personally feel like you're lacking. I think you need that level of self-awareness. And the problem is that that level of self-awareness is also is almost perceived as being bad.
At Jesus. Whether you believe in him or not, there is no figure in history who better embodies strength through sacrifice. He had power, authority, following, and yet chose the path of suffering. He didn't destroy his enemies. He forgave them. He didn't demand loyalty.
I can't believe Judas did that shit, by the way. Like, I saw some post about this. Like, bro, Jesus is going out there doing miracles, casting fucking spells and shit. Like, I mean, you really gonna betray a wizard? How dumb, how fucking stupid you have to be. Like, this dude is a literal motherfucking wizard, and you're gonna try to roach out on him? Really? Think about it.
I didn't
like, it's just, I mean, that's just a mistake.
Oh, I'm getting the spot.
He washed feet. He didn't save himself. He gave himself.
Like, this dude is a literal motherfucking wizard, and is almost perceived as being bad.
I hate this map.
Jesus. Whether you believe in him or not, there is no figure in history who better embodies strength through sacrifice.
Yeah.
He had power, authority, a following, and yet chose the path of suffering. He didn't destroy his enemies, he forgave them. He didn't demand loyalty.
I can't believe Judas did that shit, by the way. Like, I saw some post about this. Like, bro, Jesus is going out there doing miracles, casting fucking spells and shit. Like, I mean, you really gonna betray a wizard? How dumb, how fucking stupid you have to be. Like, this dude is a literal motherfucking wizard, and you're gonna try to roach out on him? Really? Think about it. Like, it's just, I mean, you think, that's just a mistake.
He washed feet. He didn't save himself, he gave himself. And in doing so, redefined strength not as dominance, but as self-giving love. Real strength isn't about appearing invincible. It's about remaining faithful, honest, and loving, even when you feel broken. Especially when you feel broken. These people didn't become strong by demanding the world revolve around them. They became strong by laying something down. Their comfort, their ego, their vengeance, and their lives. For the sake of something or someone greater. So maybe it's time we relearn what strength...
When it says MLK cheated on his wife, it's all nonsense. I think that a lot of people are flawed, and I think that it's really important to... And this is one thing, I'm actually not a big advocate of, like, looking at an individual and trying to look at people as role models. I think that you should look at attributes, actions, and behaviors as like models to like, you know, like build off of, rather than trying to like copy basically what somebody else is doing. Because that's the big issue, right? It's the actions. And so, because like nobody's perfect, right? No human is going to like be able to live up to the standards of never making a mistake, never doing something wrong, etc. So the solution to that, in my opinion, is to simply not hold them to that regard. Don't open that door.
Strength actually is. It's not the power to dominate. It's the courage to endure, the humility to grow, the grace to forgive, the wisdom to wait, and the character to keep going, especially when no one is watching. Thank you guys for watching.
Role models are not allowed to do mistakes. I think that when role models make mistakes, people try to make excuses for the mistakes rather than being able to accept that people are imperfect. And I think that's the issue with role models, is that when a person tries to model their life after another person, and then that person, for some reason or another, doesn't live up to whatever the expectation is of them, then after that, there's like a degree of like kind of resentment, right? Or frustration. And so that's it. That's the problem? Yeah, exactly. And I think that it leads people into that issue.
Video, and thank you so much to my Patreons for supporting me. I'm back on the ball with YouTube again, and I'm going to be producing a lot more videos a lot quicker going
more
forward.
Content.
This is just my perspective. It is a angle. It's not the whole picture of why I believe it is a thing, but I genuinely think that there is a bit of a decline in the idea of strength at the moment. If you agree or disagree with me, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's keep it respectable again, and thank you guys so much for all the support, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Yeah, I totally agree with this, by the way. I completely agree with everything he's saying. And unreasonable expectations is good explaining shit. Have to chat's losing their mind because Jesus was mentioned. Well, Jesus is just simply an example, right? I mean, like, it's nothing else really besides that. And also, I mean, really, you can look at 50 other examples that are kind of the same thing, and you're going to have the same point. I'll link you guys a video. Like, this is a Pata video. I remember I was watching his videos, like, pretty much like his first video he made, and I thought it was great. And so, make sure to give him a sub. He's got 36,000 subscribers now. And so, yeah, really, really good videos. I think they're great.
All right. We're going to put a little stop to this, okay? We're going to put a little stop to this, because this deserves my full attention right now. At least for now. But if you see me yawning, I might have to switch it up a bit. I just might have to switch it up a bit. Alright. What is this? Oh, that's just an alert. That's just an alert. Well, whoever is subscribed to my channel, thank you for that. I appreciate you, man. Alright. Let's turn this up. I think that'll be right. Oh, wait, I muted it. Hold on. This is... So far I like this. So far I like this game. I don't like the mount that I'm on right now. This one manual. I don't like it. Don't like it. I wonder if... Do I need to turn this off? No, I don't think I need to turn this off. Should I just go performance and clarity? Should I just go clarity? Like, I'll leave it at like 4. Okay, that's so much better. Why are you attacking the sheep? Go away. So Castella is not a dark elf. She just loves to sunbathe. Okay. Okay. Don't want to ask no questions. I mean, you choose his thoughts. I don't want to get. I don't want to get too distracted. Oh, I don't have a glider, so I can't glide. Okay, come here. Can't jump. I can't jump. Okay. They claim it was a sheep they stole. This little girl, she's a con artist. What's that? What's that over there? I'm mad that I can't double jump. I'm mad I can't double jump. Keep pressing the wrong button. What points are fast travel? Nice. Crystal of recoil. Is there something here? Oh, I can cook stuff. Okay. Hold on, what's that? There's a statue over here. Is it too low, y'all? You want me to turn it up? I'll turn it up. Maybe to like 50. Maybe sound. Yeah, 40. Sound effects, I put it 50. Cutscene, I put it like 52. How do I lock on? I got a border meat. I gotta learn these combos better. So can I climb? So I can't climb. You see that? You see that? That bothers me. That bothers me? It does? Is it the frame rate? I don't think it's the frame rate. I turned VSync. Should I just put it on? Put on VSync. I put this on normal. You know what? I do want to leave it on high though. Character animation optimization. Plays all character animations in full regards of performance and distance. Unrecommended. Okay. I think that's good. Do I just want to turn this off? Oh my. Nope. Turn it back on. Turn it back on. Turn it back on. Turn it back on. Where? What's this statue over here? Die already. Oh, I can grab though. Okay. I can grab. I can't climb like I can in oh, this is the goddess's head. I can't grab like I can in Zelda. I thought it was Zelda. three, this. In here. No. Three parts of the broken statue. There should be broken pieces nearby, so I need to look for them. Oh, there's 3 pieces. Okay. She just crushed the random stuff. Okay, I got the wing. Okay. And then there should be one more. What's this? Crystal of Recoil. I should probably be figuring out what these things are. Cooking and quick slot. Used during karma breakthrough. Crystal is said to capture one's most cherished moments. It's said to simply gazing at the crystal brings back long forgotten happy memories, warming the heart. However, the sense of happiness does not linger long. Some people refer to this crystal as brief but intense happiness. Okay, there should be. There's one more piece of missing. Don't know where it is though. There's the last piece. I don't think there's fall damage here. Treasure map? Here. Okay. Oh, okay. But I'm not. Oh, okay. I can't access that area yet. Not yet. A fragment of stone once held mighty power, though most of its immense power has faded. A faint trace of remaining force can still be sensed. What does that do? What does that do? Boo boo boo. Where's that last piece of the goddess statue? gotta get used to these combo settings. I really do. The synergy between Loot and Castella is crazy. Promotive seed. The precious primordial seed is said to contain the essence of the primordial age. Despite its small and ordinary appearance, it is said to harbor unimaginable potential within. It is a mysterious object that seems capable of manifesting powerful life energy simply by being planted. Where's that last goddess statue? I feel like she's somewhere nearby. It said it was nearby. I don't know what it is. Is it up here? Why are you tempting me to cheat right now? Where's this last piece? It glows bright blue, hard to miss. I'm getting agitated. I'm getting agitated. There was one over here. Was it over here? Am I gonna have to cheat? Because I've looked everywhere and I can't find it. Where is this thing? My ears are itchy. Where's this last goddess statue? Piece. Thing. Hold on. I need to move my thing. I need to move my thing. Alright, moving this here. Okay, that's better. Is it over there? That actually hurt. That's it. God damn. Oh, okay. Stop, drop, and roll? No? Oh, that's pretty. Dude, where is it? Where is this last piece? Where is it? If I find it, if I cheat, right, and I find this thing in the most oblivious position ever, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be upsetty spaghetti, you know? Because all the pieces glow bright blue. I found 2. You're making me do it. You're making me do it. You're making me do it. First, got a statue, space, location. I don't need you. Get this out of my face. Is that the head? Wait, what? The stupid phone. Okay, that's the head. The second piece is near a windmill. But this fool is going so fast. Oh, it's far off. Oh, so it's not around the temple. It's in the vicinity of the temple. I'm looking for a bright golden light near the windmill. I can't find the last piece. It's pissing me off, bro. Okay, I don't think it's over here. I think it's somewhere over here. Okay. Okay, during exploration, you discover a broken statue of the goddess Organa. Collect the fragments to restore the statue and receive the goddess' blessing. Receiving the goddess's blessing revives fallen heroes and restores their health. The more statues you restore, the more frequently you can receive the goddess' blessing. I'm good for now. Then I put food in my stuff. Okay, I didn't sign it properly. Right. It's fine as hell, but it's hard. Yeah, but Costello is more my type. Yes, she is. Alright. Focus. Damn, you guys. Put up a good fight just now. I didn't appreciate it. Okay. Am I going this way? Hello. Is it up top? on. Man, loot just coming in with a kick, bro. Talk to Shepherdess. Do I have to? I want to fight some more. I'm gonna fight. Leaf of Vega. Alright, I'm too locked in. I'm too locked in. Relax. Relax. My eyes. Bounty Hunter Rogan? It seems it's time for the battle. Tracking on Clazel, I engaged in a fierce battle with him. In the end, I fled. You could call it a strategic retreat. I became a legendary elite mercenary. And finally, I got my chance to take my revenge. Ugh. You guys take care of Blackstone Clazel. He's hiding deep inside the cave down there. Why is there so many bombs? For a fight like that? Right now, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have me come back to this. Okay. Okay, that's down there. Fuck! Combo after combo after combo. Oh, there's more stuff. Oh, look, walk out of here. More stuff. More stuff. Way of the Wild. What is that? Okay, Karma is an item imbued with mystical power. By equipping Karma to a hero's weapon, you can enhance the weapon's performance. You can level up your Karma by consuming Arcana, a Karma growth material. When a Karma's trait matches the trait of the equipped hero, the trait effect activates and grants additional stats. You can extend the Karma up to 6 times by using identical Karma as material. Upon ascension, the trait effect is enhanced. Trait effects not applied. Okay, so it just boosts. Okay, I got you. Oh, was I supposed to stack them and then blow them up? See, now I wasn't using my head. And you couldn't escape me. You met your end. Since I'm the one who survived until the very end, doesn't that mean I won? Thanks to that, the only blemish on the name of the legendary bounty hunter, Mr. Weldon, has been completely erased. The feud between Crezo and Crezo may end here, but bounty hunter Mr. Weldon's journey is far from over. An area quest. People across the world are waiting for the missionary band's help. The emblems you obtain can help them. By helping them can be exchanged for items you want to exchange at the exchange. Okay. Guess I'm going this way. This way, yay. Ooh, over. No, I found I found out the goblins had multiplied enough to form a village after your mission was left. I was so worried I rushed here as fast as I could. Yes, I was really, really worried about you. But okay, Ellie's still young, so she might not have known. Think where the goblins' treasure's hidden. What? A treasure? Yes, there's a cave right below the hill behind me. I heard the goblins always stash their treasure inside that cave. Yeah, I just raided that cave. Oh, I guess it's wrong cave. Oh, it could be thrown with square? I didn't know that. Now I know. Oh, that's a separate boss. Loot. The cave spider. You were set up. You were set up in the very beginning. I messed up that combo. Everyone okay? Oh, I got armor. Yo, loot. Oh, it doesn't show up as a costume. That's dumb. Alright, I got the treasure. So there was treasure in here. Well, I feel like this kid is leading us by a leash. I don't trust this little girl. I don't trust her. You've been deceiving us the whole time. I knew it. Called it. That's pretty bold, don't you think? At least say thanks or something. Mercenaries, thank you so much for your help. Being a mercenary seems really amazing. This isn't a quest. If you go up there, there's a strange elf by a huge, ugly contraption that mumbles to himself all day long. There's a quest from that elf. It's a simple quest. Just pick up some milk from this farm and bring it over. Why do we have to do that? Sigh. You really don't know how the world works. I'm only sharing this useful information because I have a conscience, you know? Deliver it quickly before the other mercenaries do, and report back to the grid. It's on the way anyway. Wouldn't it be great to knock out 2 quests while you're at it? You're not wrong, but you're a cheeky little runt. Rather than keep arguing, I might as well just bring it over. I knew that little sneak. I knew she wasn't up to anything good. Wait, what? Oh, she's attacking somebody else. Talk to the strange elf. It's getting dark. It's getting dark. It's getting dark. It's getting dark. Hold on, be right back. Yeah, I gotta turn on the lights. Alright. Okay. I turned on the lights. Turn on the lights. I turn on the lights. Okay. I'm gonna have to end this stream in like 8 minutes. Because I'm hungry. And I have a couple of things I gotta do tomorrow. I'll wake up ready for that. Really, my back is still killing me. I sprained it yesterday, and it's a pain just getting up. I might play this on my off time. Yeah. Who is this chump? You got play again? Want to see something really impressive? I can cut your weight in half with this axe. Would you be a wizard by any chance? Now that you think of it, meeting like this is fake, but I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Elvwin. I'm an archaeologist who has been studying ancient civilizations for a long time. Ancient civilization research? Do you see this device right here? Isn't it beautiful? Don't you want to be a part of this? So I'm offering you all a wonderful opportunity to become my assistants. Come on, join me in an exhilarating life studying ancient devices, texts, and even something. Who's calling me? Oh. I'm doing free work. Just say something. Still apart from us. A giant cock. Thank you so much. The goddess seems to have run off in that direction. More work to do. Don't speed the wheel. There. Alright, we're done here. Let's get out of here. For just a moment, I'll put the parts back together right away. I'll share this wonderful moment with all of you. Is something actually happening? There's absolutely no response. I tried rearranging it, but no reaction. It was a long shot, to be honest, but I got so excited by your help, I got carried away. I'm sorry for laying you all down after your early help. I'm truly ashamed. As you should. Nice. What is this thing? Arcana of War. An Arcana of War depicted with the beginning of the Great War. It tells the story of a dragon that rebelled against the goddess. The darkness devoured by the light devoured life and stretched its evil claws toward the goddess. Upon use, gain 300 karma points. Iona's Legacy? Activating Iona's Legacy clears the fog from the region of the brothers. By utilizing Iona's Legacy, you can ride strong winds to travel farther and faster. Whoa! Hey, how did you do that? What on earth did you do? How did you even activate this ancient device? This is incredible. I've studied countless ancient ruins until now, but this is the first time I've ever seen one actually working. I mean, it kind of looks like a windmill, right? So what's the big deal? It's not just a windmill. Judging by its internal structure, it's definitely a device that generates its own power. I still have many questions. It feels like the pieces are finally starting to fall in place. Finally, progress in my research. Is this going crazy? Still seeing how happy you are. I guess I made the right choice in nothing. We are your assistants. This is the last time we're helping you for free. If you help me, I'll put your names in the book as a thank you. You don't need them. Please, I'm begging. This is truly an achievement that goes down in history. I'll give you all treasures found at the ruins too. So, what treasures in the ruins? Now that's one. Costello, making the exact same mistake even after getting beaten just now. Yes, of course. I'll put all my trust in you guys. Let's head back to the office. Yes, let's head back. Boost my little bug, boost. Okay, we're flying. That's a bit awesome. And we're gonna drop because his stamina is weighing out. You're back. Welcome back. Did you complete the course safely? I'm tired of reading. I'm just gonna wing it. I'm gonna read in my head. Guildmaster. Oh. Called for me. I'm Guildmaster Nodi. That's a big boy. That's a very big boy. Oh yeah, they need to build up reputation. You can't just give out S-class jobs to these fools. Dr. John. All right, guys, I think this is where I'm gonna end it. I am very hungry. I am very, 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 very hungry. So yeah. Trust me, we're gonna continue this tomorrow. I'm gonna be starting the stream early, around the same time, 12 to 1, late afternoon. So guys, please, if you like the video, please smash the like button, follow me on Twitch, Kick, especially my YouTube channel. See you on the next one. This is your boy GD signing off. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the likes. Thanks for the follow. And see y'all. Deuces. Good night.